into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning Expresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning.
Morning. Yes, it is here. It's a beautiful brand new Monday. Thank you so much for dialing it in. Oh man, what a perfect opportunity to be inspired this morning to go out there and do good, even if we just do better. So
That's
I just want to do
important.
better than yesterday. But it is going to be a focus on a healthier, fitter side of life today.
Definitely, and it is a short week. Last week was a short week. Next week's a short week, but let's focus on today and this morning. First up, we're going to chat to all things sports, and I know you are super duper excited.
Well, because the world's not polarized enough at the moment, we thought we'd polarize it even further. We're going to bring in some of the super fans from Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, and I have a feeling it's going to get a little bit heated. It's the business end of the season now. Liverpool back on top momentarily.
Man, you're not doing so well.
Yeah, we're going to have to commiserate and a lot of crying on the shoulder this morning. But if you're a super fan, we'd love to hear from you as well.
Definitely, and then we're also going to be bouncing for joy for this morning's three-part fitness, and that's from Bungee Bounce. Raul's going to be put through his paces, and it's one you do not want to miss out, so stay tuned for that.
He's always bouncing anyway, so now they've just attached a bungee cord to him so he doesn't fly away.
And
now
probably
he's
a little trampoline.
Boink, boink, boink. Can't wait to see what it is. And then, of course, one of our favourites, Cindy Nell, is going to be joining us in studio after being on the Insider SA to show her new plant-based lifestyle and simply how easy it can be achieved. She's proving it every day. Cannot wait to connect with her. I'm trying to gauge, is he about to bounce? He's ready to bounce.
He's ready. He's full of
Let's see if
energy.
we can hold him down for just long enough to connect with you guys on social media. Morning, Ryle.
Bouncing with happiness because you, Mzansi, have joined us this morning, and I can't thank you enough for it. It's Monday, it's a fresh new week, a brand new start to it, and this is what we're chatting to you about this morning, seeing that we're bringing you all the good inspiration, all the healthy inspiration. Today we're going meat-free, and we're delivering some cool meat-free Monday meals, and we thought we'd ask you the question of what meat-free or plant-based meals can you try today? Because, of course, Mzansi, we want to learn. Of course, we're giving you the good stuff, but we want to share it as well. Let's make this a two-way conversation, so come through and maybe you can give us some tips on what meat-free or plant-based meals you've got for us to cook, and maybe you can share it on our social media channels. We're coming through live all the way on our YouTube channel. That's across the world, but we are also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So come through, share some of those incredible meat-free meals or plant-based meals, and we want to get inspired and get a fresh kick to this Monday. And speaking of fresh kick, it's time for us to fresh kick it into the news. Zoe's standing by, and then the rest of the magic continues. We'll see you in a bit.
Thank you, Raul. I'll start off with national headlines. KwaZulu-Natal Premier Sihle Zikalala says the passenger rail agency PRASA needs more than 940 billion rand to repair damage to railway infrastructure due to the recent floods. Earlier, Zikalala said the disaster burial policy adopted by the Provincial Executive Council would assist families of flood victims. He added, and I quote, "In this regard, we appreciate AFBOB's contribution of 3 million rand for the burial costs of some 150 people. We are also heavily indebted to the Motsepe Foundation for donating 30 million rand to be used largely to cover burial costs." And staying with local news, the Deputy Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Obed Bapela, says services of the state of national disaster are to be extended to Northwest Province soon. He has just visited the flood-ravaged Deelpan village near Mahikeng. Bapela says Northwest Premier Bushi Mapa will officially write a letter to the National Department about the matter. Mapa said the help of the National Defence Force would also be requested. We now move to news abroad. The 7 countries of the East African Community have agreed to set up a regional military force to end decades of bloodshed caused by militant activity in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, the DRC. Now, despite billions of dollars spent on one of the United Nations' largest peacekeeping forces, some 120 rebel groups continue to operate across large swatches of the DRC's eastern regions, almost 2 decades after the official end of the Central African country's civil wars. Tanzania's contributes 835 troops and Kenya 250 to the UN's peacekeeping mission. And staying with news abroad, top US diplomat Anthony Blinken is in Kiev and speaking with President Volodymyr Zelensky, a Ukrainian advisor has said, but there has been no comment from the US. Meanwhile, Pope Francis has called for a truce marking Orthodox Easter, but Russia has continued its attacks. In a defiant Easter message, Zelensky vowed that Ukraine would emerge victorious from the war. Latest news is that Kiev is proposing a special round of peace negotiations with Russia in the shadow of Mariupol's Azovstal's steel plant, where Mariupol last defenders are holed up. And the pandemic has left Brazilians full of sore days. Portuguese for longing for the Rio Carnival, a free-for-all for dancing, singing and partying that is essentially the opposite of social distancing. Now, there were concerns that the carnival would be axed again this year after Rio authorities cancelled in 2021 and then postponed this edition by 2 months. But with more than 75% of Brazil's 213 million people now fully vaccinated, the COVID-19 death toll has plunged dramatically, allowing the show to go on. Also, all participants and the 75,000 attendees expected each night are required to present proof of vaccination. So, Rio de Janeiro's Carnival, a glittering sequin-studded festival of flesh, exploded back to life on Friday with the first famed samba school parades since COVID-19 hit Brazil. After 2 long years of face masks, social distancing and death, a sparkling sea of dancers, drummers and multi-story floats reclaimed the Samba Dome, now the iconic beach city's carnival parade venue. Participants were just so happy the party was on, and as one carnival goer said, Brazil without carnival isn't Brazil, it's just of who we are. Well, on that very happy and colourful note, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's hope there's some good news from the world of sport.
Thank you so much. So certainly some good news for former CSA Director of Cricket Graham Smith. He has been cleared by 2 independent arbitrators of racism allegations against him, which emanated from the CSA's SJN process. So in December of 2021, the SJN Ombudsman delivered his report, which made tentative regarding various persons, including Graham Smith, but indicated that he was not in a position to make definite findings on allegations before him. And the Ombudsman therefore recommended that further formal processes do take place to achieve finality on the issues. In the arbitration award, it was determined that there was no evidentiary basis to conclude that Smith engaged in racial discrimination against Tami Tsolakile during the period of 2012 and 2014, or that he was racially biased against black leadership at CSA. There was no evidentiary basis to conclude Smith's appointment of Mark Boucher rather than Enoch Nkwe as a coach of the men's Proteas team back in 2019 that it amounted to unfair racial discrimination. Then some tragic news on the rugby front. Legendary former Springbok captain Dawie de Villiers has passed away at the age of 81. De Villiers' family said in a statement that he died at his house in Stellenbosch on Saturday evening after a long battle against cancer. He played 25 tests for the Springboks between 1962 and 70, and in his final test, de Villiers captained the Springboks to a famous 2017 win over the All Blacks at Ellis Park, a result that secured an equally famous 3-1 series win. Then, of course, at provincial level, de Villiers played for Boland, Western Province and the Old Transvaal. Then on to football, definitely all heating up now in the business end of the season in the Premier League, as Liverpool have moved back to within 1 point of Man City at the top of the table. That was after a hard-fought 2-0 win over their local rivals Everton in the Merseyside derby. Scrapped scrappy first half ended 0-0 before Andrew Robertson broke the deadlock on 62 minutes. Divock Origi then he handed the win with 5 minutes remaining. And Everton, meanwhile, they ended the weekend in the relegation zone. Gabriel Jesus, he scored 4 goals as City beat Watford 5-1, while Chelsea, they edged out West Ham 1-0. And then Arsenal, they're back in 4th on the table. It was after beating their old foes Man United 3-1, thanks to goals from Nuno Tavares, Bukayo Saka and Granit Xhaka. Then North London rival Spurs, they were held to a 0-0 draw against Brentford to lose a little pace on that battle for 4th. And then on to 4 wheels. We move now as Formula One's action is all done and dusted after a wet and dry weekend. Red Bull's Max Verstappen dominated Emilia-Romagna's Grand Prix to revive his title hopes. That as his rival Charles Leclerc threw away 3rd place with a costly error. So the Ferrari driver was pushing hard to try to pass Verstappen's teammate Sergio Perez after a late pit stop when he lost control of the car. Leclerc had to then pit for a new front wing and fresh tyres and then dropped down to 9th. He was able to recover to 6th, but that's where he stayed. So the error enabled Verstappen to now slash his deficit to Leclerc from 45 points to 27, moving the Dutchman up from 5th in the championship to 2nd. Then Sergio Perez, he came home in 2nd on the day with Lando Norris completing those podium finishes. Well, as I said, we're going to bring in some of the super fans a little bit later to talk football and talk a little United Rugby Championship, some brilliant rugby on offer from the local franchises. Stick around for that. Right now, though, let's bring you up to speed with the global weather.
Thanks so much, G. It's time to take our first look at the weather this morning, and I got some goals for everybody in the world. Now, the United Nations has declared Sir David Attenborough a champion of the earth. Now, Sir David is a beloved British broadcaster who has spent more than half a century bringing the wonders of the natural world into the homes and hearts of viewers. Now, to celebrate his 70-year career, the UN Environment Programme awarded the 95-year-old with its Champions of the Earth Lifetime Achievement Award, and this is the UN's highest environmental honor. Now, the Environment Programme's Executive Director, Inga Anderson, said Sir David had devoted his life to documenting the love story between you. Of that, and again, David, congratulations to you and your incredible career. Now, from weather news to sunrise views, and we can't start a new week without showcasing your sunrise images. And starting us off this morning, Lihano de Jager, all the way from Barrydale, capturing this absolutely beautiful sunrise. It's a shot showing off a multi-hued sky, almost as if fire is erupting in the distance, and what a way to start the day. Next up, Anthea Kruger from Worcester sharing this stunning shot, looking towards the mountains, overlooking a dam. It looks like peace and serenity all wrapped up into one, and I can't thank you enough for sending these pictures in. What a great way to start the week. It's Monday, a fresh start, and that means a fresh look at the temperatures across the country. Let's start off in Polokwane this morning, where your day starts at 13, moving up to 25 degrees. A little bit of rainfall coming through, and much the same from Bombela with the rain. 17 moving up all the way to 28. Pretoria sees some rainfall, but very moderate at 41%, with thunder showers at 10 is your low with a 23 high. And Joburg starts the day at 8, moving up to 21 with a little bit of rain coming through as well on your side of town. Over in Mahikeng now, the day starting at 6, moving up to a high of 24 with minimal rainfall. Much the same for Klerksdorp, 3 moving up to 22. Kimberley sees the day starting at 5 all the way up to 19. And Bloemfontein, a chilly start of 1 degree, but moving up to 18 for your maximum for the day. Over in Richards Bay now, your day starting at 15, moving up to 22 degrees. Pietermaritzburg, a rainy time on your side of the world, 8 moving up to 17. Durban, the thunder showers continue, 14 moving up to 20 degrees. And Mthatha, let the rain continue, 5, a chilly start to the day, moving up to 17 degrees Celsius. Now moving over to an area which will always welcome the rain, starting off in East London. Rain is coming through, 12 is your low, moving up to a high of 20 degrees. Cradock, not too much rain there, but a low of 2 and a high of 17. Berga sees the day starting at 11, moving up to 19. And yes, please, the rain is coming through on your side of the world. Let's hope it gets to that catchment area. And then George, starting off at 9, moving up to 17 with 25% chance of rain. Over in the mother city now, no rain expected, maybe a little bit of a drizzle, but it's 13, moving up all the way to 20 degrees for your max. Worcester sees a low of 6, moving up to 21. Sutherland, a chilly start of 2, moving up to 15. And Uppington, 6, moving up to 23 degrees Celsius. Beautiful stuff, Mzansi. And again, thank you for sending those incredible pictures in. It's time to catch up with the rest of the crew and see what other magic we can expect for this beautiful Monday morning.
Oh, it is going to be a beautiful Monday because we have lots of sports to unpack from this past weekend. And then, of course, Raul's going to be put through his paces with today's fun workout. It's a 3-part fitness session, so you do not want to miss out on any of that. So we'll see you in just a bit.
Only you can make my day.
I hope you'll always know how much I love you. I hope that you never stop learning and growing. That you'll be brave and joyful and kind. And that one day, when you look at me and I look at you, we'll love the wonderful you that you've become. It all begins with purity.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yep, and he actually plays that intro himself. He does the drums, the guitar, and everything. Mike Pedro is in the house. Welcome back, son. Another largely successful weekend for South Africa, for our teams in the United Rugby Championship with the Stormers, Sharks, and Bulls all winning and putting in some amazing performances to boot. The Lions, so close yet so far away. The only team to lose, unfortunately, but it means the Stormers now up to second on the log. The Bulls, they're in 7th, Sharks 8th, and the Lions 12th. Everything to play for, everything to chat about right now. Sports anchor and producer Michael Pedro is back with us to discuss the weekend's action. Can we please start with the game that you were there in the flesh to witness, which must have in itself been amazing? The Stormers up against the Glasgow Warriors, 32-7. I know the second half they really turned on the afterburners, but this has got to be kind of the best that we've seen from the Stormers in recent memory. I don't think I've seen them play this well for the last 3 years. That was amazing.
Yeah, no, it was a very accomplished performance from the Stormers on Friday. I think they got out of the blocks a little bit slowly. Glasgow did well to sort of stifle their attacking, running play and created chances for themselves as well. So credit to them for that.
They're a good team, man. Yeah.
But I think once the Stormers got into their groove, I mean, some of the tries that they scored,
just silly, man.
Just ridiculous. I mean, the offloads, the passing, the timing of everything they did in that second half.
Take nothing away from these brilliant cameramen, but I wonder how many times it was just green field being filmed because they couldn't figure out which way to go. Look at it.
Impressive.
Turn it on, son.
Very impressive. And also, Glasgow Warriors coach commended the Stormers on their offloading. I mean, like I say, I was at the game, and just the vision that these guys have to time the passes as well as they do and get their hands free from the tackle. I think that's the most impressive thing, is that it happened consistently throughout the game. It wasn't sort of a once-off.
For sure,
It was the standard of how they put together their attacks, and they benefited immensely from those.
And a couple of the forwards getting in there as well. Very all-black-ish, dare I say, style of play, but we absolutely love it. 5 points for the Bulls as well, and revenge over Benetton. I think previously in the Rainbow Cup, we expected them to go over looking at their form locally and dominate Benetton. So we went into this one with a bit more trepidation, but the Bulls stepped up.
Yeah, I think Kirtley Aronson definitely made the difference.
All the difference,
game. His running, his X factor that he brings to the Bulls is something that they really look towards in this game. As usual, the Bulls solid up front, good pack of forwards, building from there. But I think Kirtley Aronson was by far and away the best player on the field from both sides. And he's made that transition from 7s into 15s very nicely. A lot of guys have. Van Cock for the Sharks as well. Maybe not grabbing as many headlines as Kirtley Aronson, but that adjustment that guys seem to be making is really good.
I find it means that they're great over the ball, they're strong in defence, but their ability to think in open play just seems on a different level. And of course, they've got pace, and there is no substitute, as we have discovered, for out-and-out pace, man. We love it. Vision, pace, absolutely beautiful. I was thinking of Sia. He must have been so proud watching the Stormers play. His old homies, they needed to put up a big performance looking at the log, because now we can start believing from a South African perspective, and the Sharks did it, and they had to earn it against the tabletoppers Leinster. It's kind of now we're seeing what the South African teams are all about.
Yeah, definitely. I think Leinster did have a few international guys missing, so that obviously benefited the Sharks, but still, Leinster top of the table, going to give the Sharks massive momentum in the remaining games, I think, to push for those playoff places. It might be a little bit unlikely for them, probably more likely for the Bulls at this stage, but all they can do is keep winning their games and hope that other teams around them slip up. So from a Sharks perspective, they've done what they needed to do. A very solid defensive display, especially in the last couple of minutes when Leinster were just going at it hammer and tongs. I think they were about
showing
2 minutes outside.
Championship credentials, man.
2 meters outside the try line most of the final 10 minutes, and the Sharks managed to hold on, so credit to them for that.
Oh, man, just the open play that we saw this weekend right across the board, beautiful. And the same could be said of the Lions, man. So much attacking potential. Such a cool team when you look at the makeup of this young team that everyone is just waiting for them to come good. Thought it was going to happen against Connacht. It looked like, okay, they're there, they were keeping within pace. And again, at the finish line, they falter 33-30 to Connacht. I mean, what do they have to do to get it right? What's missing?
Yeah, I think it's just maybe that little bit of experience to know how to see out games when you are leading. They gave away a penalty in the closing stages, which Connacht then converted to obviously get the win. But I think overall the Lions, yes, we know how good they are in attack and the exciting players that they have, but I think that just that little bit of experience is needed in big moments where you are leading or you are only trailing by a couple of points, to make those decisions to either hold on to the game or get you back into the game. But credit to Connacht. I mean, they've won 3 games here in South Africa. Which obviously
been slim pickings. Looking at the best teams in this tournament have struggled out here.
Exactly. So credit to them for that. But the Lions, again, I think they just need time. They need time together as a group. They need time together with the coaches, and they need that little bit of experience as well when it counts.
Yeah, it would take nothing away from the young stars in that side, still playing a beautiful brand of rugby. And in fact, that was the brand of South African rugby this weekend, was great. Open back forwards, setting it up, and some beautiful running rugby, which we love, man. That's what we want to see. That was the perfect prelude to something that I'm not even going to try to explain right now. There is something about to happen in the studio. Raul is taller, suddenly, for some reason.
Yes, gee, I got a lot of sleep in last night. I've grew a little bit taller, prouder, and I even got a little bit bouncier. We're bringing you something a bit different this morning with Anna-Marie Schenk and the team from Transcend Bungee for our morning workout. Now, this is going to be something very different. Now, the focus here is about rebound fitness. It's a low-impact, motion-based resistance training program. It offers cardio workouts to raise your metabolism, and you can start burning fat immediately without even putting stress on your joints. So I'm absolutely loving this. I think athletes would too as well, because this is is perfect for getting recovery in while at the same time working out. So Anna Marie, I think it's time to get started. I see you got the team here as well. You got Philippa and Rulani, is that correct? Rulene is over here as well. What is going on? Because this is crazy. It's like you change gravity. At first I was very scared, but firstly, what am I wearing on my feet? What are these?
Okay, it's rebounding shoes. It's like a normal trampoline, but it's just in a shoe form.
Okay, so trampolines on my feet.
Yes.
Amazing. And are you trying to work out with this, or what are we doing?
Yeah, we're working out this morning and having lots of fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let the fun begin, because already it feels like just walking is fun, but you put together some form of working out and a movement exercise, so I'm keen to see what you do. I'll let the stage be yours, and I'll just be asking questions if I need help.
Okay, no problem. Okay, let's go.
All right.
Okay, walk.
So walking on the spot. Oh, wow, it feels so weird. It's like I'm not touching the ground. Insane. Yeah. I like the music as well. It's turning into a party.
Turn it a little bit up. Can you turn it up?
Music from a DJ. Can we get the music up there, please? Let's turn it up. It's party time. It's Monday. Yeah.
Front, kick.
Whoa. Okay.
Side. Back kick. How are we doing?
I'm doing a lot easier than I thought, actually, to be honest with you, and I'm having a lot of fun. On the spot now. Okay.
Right leg. One.
Whoa.
Single.
Okay, it's officially cardio now, because I'm out of breath.
Turn to your left.
Cherry lips, angel eyes. She knows exactly how to tantalize. Higher than the ceiling. Ooh, baby, ultimate feeling. Got me lifted, feeling so
Side.
sugar, how you get so fly.
Back it up.
Play with magic. Baby, you should know what you're born for.
Lift around.
This is a Monday morning for you, Mzansi.
Double. Ski. Double.
Say you wanna dance. You better know someone about someone about friends. You wanna get shake
All right.
that ass.
Zanzi, while we're hopping out here, we do have 2 more parts coming at you in just a bit. We're having fun out here. It's rebound training. We're having there's no gravity whatsoever. But don't worry, we've got 2 more sessions coming up. We're gonna have loads of fun, and we'll explain more about this. We'll see you in just a bit. Yeah.
Can make my day.
Welcome back, you beauties. As I said earlier, I apologize. I'm going to polarize the world even more, but we got to do it because the title race and the top 4 chase is heating up. And after the weekend results, of course, the team's only 5 games left now to make their dreams come true. And of course, the dreams of their fans. And the 2 biggest games of the weekend were undoubtedly the clashes between Arsenal and Man United, as well as a Merseyside derby that was hotly contested, but ultimately Liverpool dominating that one over Everton. Here to chat about the matches is chairman of the Liverpool fan club, Mr. Neil Reiters, chairman of the Man United supporters club, Ricky van Wyk, and Warren van der Schoor, who is, of course, the chairman of the Arsenal fan club. And unfortunately, Everton not present today. Rodney, we feel your pain, buddy. We feel your pain, along with all the Everton fans. Welcome, guys. An interesting time. Where do we even start? I think let's start with the Arsenal game. Ricky, I'm sorry. We're going to have to do this.
Don't need to be sorry.
Let's relive some of those magical moments, shall we?
Okay, here we go.
Sorry, man.
Sign up.
Nketiah's goal is scratched off. They have been given a penalty, and Bukayo Saka will take it. This for a 2-0 lead to Arsenal. Saka scores. Goal. Then Xhaka, what a goal! What a...
Oh, yeah.
Offside. Woo-wee! Offside, big time.
Let him celebrate, man. How often does this happen? Let him
Not
celebrate.
often.
this was fun.
Not often.
And some crackers there
Yeah.
to boot.
Definitely.
Absolutely beautiful moments. You've got to be buzzing. How are we feeling, man? 4th, it's there for the taking now, surely. A ripe, plump fruit ready to be plucked.
Every time we get close, we seem to then drop off. So we are confident and happy after the win. But it seems like every time a team gets there, then they sort of find a way to drop out again. And I think that's what's making it so exciting.
But, yeah, 100%. But surely you're beating the big guns now. Chelsea, I mean, the team is finding form if any time, at the right time now.
Yeah, now's the time to hit form. But we're not taking anything for granted. It's sort of one game at a time. We go again next week, Sunday, against West Ham. It's not going to be easy. It's 5 games left. Every game is a cup final now. Just based on the previous games, we lost 3 in a row before we won these games. We just want to take it one game at a time and see where it takes us.
That's that London confidence right there. As a Spurs supporter, I get that.
Word. Oh, no.
I understand. Don't ever believe. Just hope, but
If
don't
I knew you were
believe,
Spurs
man.
supporter,
I get that. Ricky Ricks, man, I'm so sorry, bud. Massively disappointed, but surely you're getting used to, I don't want to say disappointment, but getting used to the challenges of this particular season. How are you feeling about where you're at right now? Are you starting to lose hope?
No, I'll never lose hope. I'll never ever lose hope in my team or my club. Look, it's been a challenging season for us. It's been downright painful sometimes. But if you take it game for game, Saturday's game, we did not play bad at all. I'll take it as it is. We lost, yes, but there was a couple of dubious refereeing decisions. But they can appoint anyone now. It doesn't matter. All I'm looking for is a new clean slate, cleaning out these overpaid ego. And that's what I'm looking at. Look, I've written off the season now. We don't even make Europa, just to start afresh, start from
Put them in the championship, he says, and they'll work their way back up to the top, man.
We will. We'll always, we're a huge club. We're the biggest club in England. We all know that.
Yeah, man, you're probably the biggest club in the world, but we'll take nothing away from how the other teams are performing at the moment.
So they know because they're always looking at us. Even though we're down there, they're still looking at us.
It's the weight of expectation, and we love that.
Yeah.
Neil, Merseyside derby, if ever there was a moment to slip up, this was going to be it, and it didn't happen. What can you guys do to get this one? When facing the juggernaut that is City, in this title kind of stanza where you guys are at the moment, a perfect season almost doesn't feel good enough anymore. How are you feeling about what you have to do to win this title? Is it in your hands?
I like the way you've put that. Yeah, the perfect season almost isn't good enough. and you do raise a very good question, and I just don't know what the answer is. And it's going to take something on City's side where they need to slip up in order for Liverpool to surpass them. At the moment, if you look at it statistically, where we are, I think City's just got that little bit of an edge over Liverpool at this moment. However, however, we're sitting there, we're hoping, we're believing, just like the others, hoping and believing something will happen that will be a game changer for us.
Do you see that on the horizon when you look at the run in here? Any fixtures make you nervous? Where do you need to capitalise? Because at the moment, it feels like where Liverpool have been great is grinding out the difficult wins. And it's great when you're winning and dominating, but it's those bad days where you've got to push through.
Exactly. And I think it's going to be reflective of that type of thinking and ideology within every match that we play leading up to the end of the season. I don't think there's any team in particular that we can look at and say, there's a bit of a potential problem, or there's a bit of a potential problem. If we look at the match of the weekend, the Merseyside derby, of course we know this match has seen the most red cards in the Premier League. We know it's a tough one. And the most likely result here is a draw. But I think Liverpool going into that match really, really wanting the result, got the result at the end of the day. And that's how it's going to be with every match.
You've got to grind it out, man. You've got to grind it out. I'm going to say to all of you, because I know on your shoulders rests the hopes and dreams of many fans in South Africa. And I think the Premier League knows how many fans we have here in this part of the world. So tread lightly upon our dreams. Teams, good luck. Guys, good luck with the final run-in. I'm glad that you are all still friends here, or at least able to put on a show for us. But we love all of you fans out there. Keep letting us know. Are your title hopes done and dusted? Are you going to get into fourth? How are you feeling about this crazy Premier League season? At Expresso Show is the handle to use. Gentlemen, keep those chins up, eh?
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Spurs supporters, we're there, man. We're there.
Thank you, gentlemen. Well, we are now in the kitchen, and the start of the week can be rather daunting for most moms. Now, after just starting to relax, the weekend tends to draw to a close, and then the Sunday scaries, they kick in. I feel like my voice needs to be deep when I say that. But Chef Thando, she is here to turn your manic Monday meals into marvelous, simple ones. And Chef Thando, I'm very excited because we have our Simply Chicken in front of us. What are we making today, and what makes this the perfect Monday meal?
So we're making Simply Chicken skewers, chicken skewers, which are perfect for Monday morning because you don't want to cook in the evening. It's like been a long week, really not a long week, but you want to start off your week nicely, relaxed. You don't want to stress. So this is like perfect to just start off. And it's simple.
And it's simple, and that's what we want. So you're going to start off with making our skewers. You mentioned Monday morning, so naturally this is either a lunch or a dinner
Or
option.
a dinner, yeah.
But can you prep this Monday morning, or is it best to just rather prep before you go?
I would prep this. You could slightly defrost it, cut the veg, and then when you come back from work or anything, then you just put them in the oven and it's done.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you're going to do for me there is cut the veg up.
Into little...
same as the onions.
Okay, I see what you want.
There we go.
Making our own skewers here.
And then I'm going to pour, so there's a sauce in here, a sticky barbecue sauce.
Oh, that comes with the Simply Chicken.
That comes with the Simply Chicken, and I'm going to pour this into about 1/4 cup of water, and you just want this to dissolve nicely.
And is this what creates that delicious sticky barbecue sauce?
Yes, and we're going to drizzle that on top.
Oh, that sounds good. How do you like to, ensure that come Monday, I can, what are some of the mental preparations you do to ensure that your week always starts off on a positive
note? So on Sundays, for me, I like to do absolutely nothing. Have a self-care Sunday, a whole skincare routine, some good music.
Those are the best.
Just chill and do absolutely nothing. Like, please, guys, don't even call me.
Okay. So the friends know. Don't make plans with Thando on a Sunday.
They still try, though.
Okay.
They still try. What do you do?
For me, it's important because the weeks can be quite busy.
Yeah.
So I like to look at the calendar all over for the week ahead and just mentally prepare myself which days are busy. Then I know when there is a quiet day, I can, just take a breather for myself. And then meal prep. That's something I'm back into getting the routine of. So I've been very disciplined last week. This week's been off to a good start. So I just want to make sure at least Monday and Tuesday's meals are prepped. Because I'm here on a Monday morning and it's a long day.
I think I'm going to steal that. Because I come home and I'm like, do I have to eat? But if I don't eat, I'll die.
Okay. See, and I also do my grocery shopping on a Sunday for the week ahead. So then I know during the week, especially the start of the week, I don't have to worry about that. At least that's one thing.
I'm stealing that one. I'm going to meal prep on my Sundays now. On top of doing nothing.
So I have our veg. Can I start assembling our skewers for us?
Yes. So I'm going to help you with that as well.
Is there a particular order?
No, I just like to get the colors going. However your brain likes to see the colors, that usually works for me.
Okay, this is pressure. So I'll start.
Is this pressure?
This is pressure. I feel like a onion needs to be at the bottom, followed by a pepper.
Let me join. How are you doing this? Onion, pepper, love it.
Chicken. There we go. And it's all about the colors.
Yeah.
Okay, we are doubling up on the veg.
Going crazy with the veg.
Yeah. Well, if you want to get your hands on this delicious Simply Chicken recipe that Thando is showing us how to make, we do have it available on our website, expressoshow.com. But if you can see, we literally took everything out of the packaging and it was really that simple. Because Simply Chicken products, they are made for real moms with real chicken. And Simply Chicken products, they contain absolutely no pork as well as no added MSG. It is really quick and easy to prepare, as you can see. And this is also something you can pop in the air fryer, right?
Pop it in the air fryer oven. Done.
Bob's your uncle. There
Literally, and then when you're done, just drizzle over some sauce and
you are ready to
deliciousness.
Go. Well, there you go. The weeks don't have to feel so long anymore. I know Wednesday is a public holiday, but to get your hands on this delicious recipe, you can simply visit our website, expressoshow.com, and for more quick and easy recipes, you can follow @SimplyChickenZA on Instagram. But listen up. This week is your last chance to win an air fryer with Simply Chicken. To become the last lucky winner, simply reply to the competition post on the Expresso Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page and tell us your #RealMom Easter holiday stories. Now, you not only stand a chance to win an amazing air fryer, but also a chance to tell your story on Expresso and automatically be entered into the draw for the grand cash prize of 10,000 Rand. Now, don't forget to include that #RealMoms in your answer, and the competition will close at midday on Friday. That's this Friday, the 29th of April. T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Thando, love it. Look at that. Delicious.
Deliciousness.
Here we go.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. Now, our next guests are local musicians Ricardo van der Horst, Dustin Julius, and Sumeri van Skalkwyk, who together make up the band The Rise Up. Now, take a look at some of their music. I always like to ask, how does it feel while you sit on this couch to watch yourself and hear yourself on screen?
It's not actually one of our favorite parts.
Really?
No, we love making music.
Okay, you just don't want to hear yourself.
No, you have to hear yourself. But looking at yourself is a different, like an, oh my word, why did I dress like that? Why did I do like that? But
you know, that's all part of that journey. But you know what? It's always so beautiful to see music bringing people together. And you are all three musicians in your own right. Tell me the story. How did you get together and decide we are going to be called Rise Up?
Wow, Ricky and I met in 2019. We did a show together. And then forward 2 years later, I phoned him and said, I need a drummer for another show last year. And then the beginning of the year, we were sitting without a band. We were sitting without work.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and then we said, listen, why don't the two of us just get together and make up a band? And then he and Dustin know each other like forever. So, and then he brought Dustin into the... It's a fellow musician who actually brought us together. So.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that just amazing? I mean, you know, you guys have always been, you know, playing the instruments, being part of the different shows that's there. And why did you decide on the name Rise Up? Because I love how you guys took that opportunity to create your own work, especially during a time where an industry tends to forget about the musicians during COVID.
That's exactly why we chose that name. All of us musicians and most other people as well went through a difficult stage through the pandemic. We lost a lot of people, musicians, family members and loved ones. And then after we lost our job at the beginning of the year, I said, you know, we can't sit down. You can't say, no, that's it, I'm going to quit music. You rise up, you stand up and say, listen here, we're going to do this again and build something from scratch and make it happen again from scratch. That's why we said Rise Up.
Rise Up.
That's amazing. Now, Ricardo, I'm going to ask you, what's been the highlight so far, being able to work with Dustin and Sumeri?
Well, I think it's also like 3 different worlds coming together as one, and also like creating something nice for people. You know, people like to hear some good music, but also like a beautiful voice as well. So I think with myself and Dustin, we're trying our best to make it, to enhance the music, but also being the backing band for such a beautiful vocalist like Sumeri. So I think that's something really nice, and we always just like to strive and to enhance the music.
Okay.
Make it nice for our audiences and so.
Yeah. Dustin, where did your love for music come from?
It started at church.
Yeah.
And after that, moved into the secular, and yeah, then it happened.
Then it happened.
Yeah, it just happened, yeah, naturally.
And look how this just happened naturally. It was meant to be. Now, I know that you guys have a tribute show coming up, and it is a tribute show to the 4 best female singers of all time. Okay, let me guess. Celine Dion.
Yes, of course.
Whitney Houston.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey?
I can't do Mariah Carey.
No? Okay, not Mariah?
She is like above my
Okay, who are the other 2?
Roxette.
Roxette?
And then Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. That's going to be quite exciting. So it's taking place on the 6th of May.
Yes.
You guys will be doing this tribute show to honor these 4 iconics. And I want to know from you, where can people get more details? How can we support you on the 6th of May?
You can email us at riseup.capetown@gmail.com for tickets and info. And it's going to be on the Belleville Valley Church Hall.
Okay.
Yes, there's a lot of space. You know, it's going to be awesome. You can bring your own snacks, your own cool drink or drinks you want to do, and just enjoy the evening with us.
Oh, fantastic. Are you guys going to be giving us a sneak peek of what to expect at the show on the 6th of May?
Yes, we're definitely going to do that.
Okay. Well, we are looking forward to your performance. Give me that email address once again. It's riseup.capetown@gmail.com. Email the band. They are here this morning. They're going to be performing for you on your Feel Good Breakfast show, so don't go anywhere.
Awesome. Yes, they will be rising up, and we're going to be doing the same because we're back in the booth, so we're back to do something special with Anna-Marie Schenk and the team from Transcend Bungee, and they are taking us through something truly unique this morning with their rebound shoe exercise routine. Now, just to reiterate, after this first session that we already had, and I hope maybe you even joined in, even without the boots, you can still have some fun, but the benefits are incredible. Now, this type of exercise includes reducing your body fat, firming your arms, the legs, thighs, abdomen, and hips, and it also increases your agility as well as coordination. And I've got to be honest with you, it is so much fun. It feels like I'm walking around with my own personal trampolines. I mean, how cool is this? Now, Anne-Marie, I don't want to distract you anymore because we've got another workout. The first one was cardio intense. I lost my breath, but the music made it like a jewel. Like I felt like I was dancing. So I hope for much of the same. Are we going to do the same right now?
Yes.
All right, let's get the music back on. Let's get dancing. Okay. Yeah. I feel like I finally made a dance crew as well. Yeah, mama, I made it. Yeah. Raw. Yeah. Fitness. Monday morning on Expresso. Yeah.
Right knee up, left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Double. Single. Up. Side. Tweer. Single. Twist. Lift. 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 Right step twice. Single. Hop. Double. Jumping jack. Lift around. Right around. Double. Twist. Whoa.
Whoa, Zanzi, absolutely loving this. This is part 2 of our fitness session out here with Anna-Marie, and we're having so much fun. Yes, we've got portable trampolines on our feet. We're working out the entire part of the body. It's cardio, it's fitness and strength, and we are reducing impact and having so much fun at it at the same time. I'm out of breath because just in that short space of time, I've got a full-on workout, and we've got one more round coming at you in just a bit. Bungee bounce fitness coming at you, round 3. We'll see you in just a bit. Woo! Woo! Nice job.
You got to pump it up. Boy, you can make my day.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. First hour done and dusted. We fly into the second. Cindy Nell Peters is going to be taking us through her new lifestyle change and hopefully opening the way for you to lead a plant-filled new life. And, of course, we're going to introduce you to your opportunity to get in on the act for Season 10 of Tropica. But right now, let's bring you up to speed with those news headlines.
Thank you, Graham. The South African government yesterday condemned the increased violence in Jerusalem, particularly at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and the restrictions placed on religious sites, including the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Now, the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, or DIRCO, said it strongly condemned the attacks on Palestinians and appealed to the government of Israel to allow Palestinians their rights to gather for prayers in peace. DIRCO said SA was calling for consistency from the international community in the upholding of the international rule of law. And staying with news in KwaZulu-Natal, Premier Sihle Zikalala says the passenger rail agency PRASA needs more than 940 billion rand to repair damage to railway infrastructure due to the recent floods. Earlier, Zikalala said the disaster burial policy adopted by the Provincial Executive Council would assist families of flood victims. He added, and I quote, "In this regard, we appreciate AFBOB's contribution of 3 million rand for the burial costs of some 150 people. We are also heavily indebted to the Motsepe Foundation for donating 30 million rand to be used largely to cover burial costs." We now move to news abroad. Emmanuel Macron has beaten far-right candidate Marine Le Pen to win the French presidency. Projections show the centrist took 58% of the vote to her 42% in a narrower victory than their previous contest in 2017. Macron thanked French voters for trusting him after, and I quote, 5 years of hard times. He acknowledges that many people voted for him only to block the far right, while others abstained. Macron, 44, will make history by becoming the first French president to be re-elected in 20 years. And staying with news beyond our own borders, the 7 countries of the East African Community have agreed to set up a regional military force to end decades of bloodshed caused by militant activity in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, the DRC. Now, despite billions of dollars spent on one of the United Nations' largest peacekeeping forces, some 120 rebel groups continue to operate across large swatches of the DRC's eastern regions almost 2 decades after the official end of the Central African country's civil wars. Tanzania contributes 835 troops and Kenya 250 to the UN's peacekeeping mission. And now new studies will have it that drinking coffee, particularly 2 to 3 cups a day, is not only associated with a lower risk of heart disease and dangerous heart rhythms, but also with living longer. These trends are said to hold true for both people with and without cardiovascular disease. Researchers say the analysis, the largest yet to look at coffee potential role in heart disease and death, provide reassurance that coffee isn't tied to new or worsening heart disease and may actually be heart protective. Now, Peter M. Kistler, professor and head of arrhythmia research at the Baker Heart Institute in Melbourne, Australia, said, and I quote, "Because coffee can quicken heart rate, some people worry that drinking it would trigger or worsen certain heart issues. But our data suggests that daily coffee intake shouldn't be discouraged, but rather included as a part of a healthy diet for people with and without heart disease," end quote. Kistler said they found that coffee drinking had either a neutral effect, meaning that it did no harm, or was associated with benefits to heart health. Well, I would suggest you go and refill those coffee cups. Here's Tabiso with your next weather report.
Thank you very much, Zoe Brown. We'll take a look at that weather report at 7 o'clock, or just after 7. Let's start here in South Africa, where a preliminary report on the floods in the Eastern Cape indicated that it will cost some 800 million rand to rebuild houses and damaged infrastructure in the Alfred Nzo District Municipality. Now, these include the municipal areas of Matatiele, Mzimvumbu, Winnie Madikizela, Mandela, and Ndabankulu. Most residents say that assistance has not yet reached them. The area was hit by heavy rains 2 weeks ago, as in KwaZulu-Natal, with at least 410 houses completely destroyed and parts of the roads and bridges washed away. Now, even new bridges are sadly not able to escape the flood waters. Many people lost their lives in the process of the floods, and several people are still unaccounted for. More than 400 families are homeless as it stands. In many instances, people are also still unable to reach nearby villages, and some have to risk crossing flooded rivers. In KZN, the floods claimed some 430 lives. Now, we move on from such devastating news around our temperatures and climate. We take a look at some of those beautiful sunrise pictures that you have sent through. Mase Lunch Banki Baung from Kuruman, Kurarangwanaka, kicks us off with our 7 o'clock sunrise segment this morning with this beautiful moody shot showing the cloud-filled morning sky as the day begins. Looks fresh. And then we also got one from Raiz Patha, who came in from Uitenhage, capturing this equally moody shot of the sky transitioning from dark blues to soft hues of warm reds as he knocked off of work. It looks beautiful. Now we hope that you do get some rest today, Raiz. And now we take a look at your temperatures across the country. We start off with you, Polokwane. Your low today is 13. You will peak at 25. If you're out in Mbombela today, 70% thunder showers are expected out there. 17. That's your low, reaching a high of 28. Pretoria, the capital city, starts off at 10, peaking at 23 degrees, with Johannesburg starting off at 8 and reaching a maximum of 21. Mahikeng, some sun and clouds for you, 6. Your low, reaching highs of 24, with sun and clouds for Klerksdorp starting off at 3 and reaching a maximum of 22. Kimberley, sunny times for you, 5 and 19, with Bloemfontein coming in at a low of 1, reaching a high of 18. Richards Bay, expect some clouds today with a low of 15, peaking at highs of 22, with rainy times expected out at Pietermaritzburg, 65% chance of rain for you, and your low is 8, peaking at 19. Durban, expect some thunder showers today, 14 as your low, reaching a high for Durban of 20. Expect those thunder showers to still persist today. Mthatha, 5 and 17, with East London expecting some sun and rain, 12, your low, reaching a high of 20. Craddock, 2 and 17. Gqeberha, 11, that's your low, reaching a high of 19. Lots of rain out there today. If you're out in George, sun and clouds, 7, reaching a high of 17. The mother city, Cape Town, comes in sunny day, 13, reaching a high of 20, with sun and clouds expected out in Worcester. 6 is your high, rather your low, and your high is 21. Sutherland, 2 and 15. And last, certainly not least, Uppington, 6 is your low, reaching a high of 23. And that's where we leave it for now. The next update will be in just over an hour. Get your pictures through to us, those sunrise pictures. Use the hashtag Expresso Show.
I'm going to proclaim this. A bike is much more than just 2 wheels. It's an enabler of human possibilities. That saying is certainly true. It rings true for local urban bike crew Fixie Fit. So this group was established during the strange times, the COVID-19 lockdown back in 2020, but it has since grown into what some are hailing is the most diverse cycling group in Cape Town. They certainly look like the coolest. And Fixie Fit has also been recognized internationally, have now been recently featured in Oakley's Be Who You Are campaign. Let's take a look.
It's always been about being there for each other, about the community.
If you have a bicycle and you enjoy cruising, pull up. That's Fixie Fit. I train 2 times a day. When I have stress or something, I just take my bike and go to the track and enjoy myself.
You welcome as you are, and I think that's where people really gravitate towards, is that cultural, inclusive aspect.
There's so much potential and talent in our kids here at Velokai. I would love to be a teacher and give back and help kids. You never give up and always keep your head up.
Just be who you are, man. Please, a warm welcome to the Fixie Fit crew. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Anele Mbane, Robin Phillips, and Nick Manchin.
Yeah, thank you.
Just look at y'all. So let's be honest here. Anele, do I have to be really, really, really cool if I want to join your group?
Not necessarily. Come as you are. You're already cool.
Thanks,
We're
man.
all cool in our own way.
That's what it's about. So is that the vibe here?
100%.
Obviously started during a really strange time where I think a few of us really realized how much we needed to get out and move.
True.
And we took it for granted. And then we, as soon as we could, we were given that brief window, 2 hours or whatever it was to get out there. What was the mindset? What is the vibe here with this little Fixie Fit community that you've grown?
Actually, because of that window that was awarded to us, and everybody just wanting to connect, everybody just wanting to get out of the house, that's how it all started. And that 3-hour window is what we took advantage of, coming together as friends, bringing whatever bike you can, and fitness, health, wellness, all those vibes. So it's about good energy, good vibes, having fun, being fit, and connecting, with homies and everybody around.
And you've got to look good in shades. That's the main thing. You just got to be able to carry
we try our best.
Yeah, you've got to be able to put it off. Did you have the intention of starting, and maybe Robin, I can put this to you, of this community around you? Has this just been a natural escalation because people just need that human connection right now? How do you wrap your head around what you've grown?
Yeah, I think it was a natural progression. I think it started out really small, 6, 7 guys. And slowly it started 10, 20, as we met and we started hanging out, we started inviting people, pull in, right?
100%.
Yeah, and it became so much more than cycling, so much more than like how you are on the bicycle, what your skills are. It was more about us supporting each other, I guess, the value, empowering each other, like the community, the collaborations, friendships, relationships, I guess, that came out of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like you found your tribe.
No, for real. That's exactly how it happened. And a lot of people just gravitated to us because of the energy, because of the vibes. 100%. And a lot of them bought bicycles in order just to be part of Fixie Fit.
Yeah, that was
So it got to a point So it got to a point where it was more than just cycling. It was the community first that just gathers around cycling.
But on a Fixie, and did you not regret that decision on the first uphill that you had to ride?
I think
you're like,
whew. It started out with just fixed, and then single speeds pulled in, mountain bikes, geared bikes. It really is. It's anyone who's from learning how to cycle to guys who are doing the Argus.
What about a guy who's so old that he still calls his bike a racer? Okay.
We have those.
There's a master's class. I love that. It's another thing, then being asked by one of the biggest brands in the world to embody a campaign. Be who you are. What does that actually mean to you now? Because you do get to live it and you get to express that with other people in this community. What does that mean to you in this little group?
I think, just being who you are in this day and age where you're flooded with so much messaging of who you should be. I think it's just amazing to just find a group where you can be yourself and then finding brands that align with that. And then when they align with that, then you can just celebrate each other together, and it's not battling for different types of looks or whatever. It's just be yourself. The Fixie Fit crew is come as you are, and that's really what it's all about. So come as you are, be who you are, and then you have a good time with everyone.
You're going to be the highest paid influencer in the world, this group. I can just see it. It's coming back. And we want that. No, and I think maybe we are approaching that kind of authenticity threshold where it's no longer good enough just to present an image. You've got to live it. You've got to be a part of that. Really? All of this being said, how do people join this little crew? Is the Fixie Fit crew open for people to join? And how can people join your movement?
Anyone can pull up. All you need is just a bicycle. Good vibes. Be open-minded. We have an Instagram page, Fixie Fit SA. We also have a WhatsApp group. Actually, that's how this whole thing started, as a WhatsApp group. And we announce our rides on there, and we make announcements and posters on Instagram. Nick usually takes care of these things. And I mean, if you know anybody that rides with us, just hit us up, send us a message, whatever. And then we'll just let people know what routes we're taking. It's always different.
Do you stop for coffee?
Oh, definitely.
100%.
3 or 4 times.
Yes. Coffee,
ice cream, definitely some ice cream. Evening rides.
Hey, man, it's the Winelands. There's a reason why. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being this voice, and to all of the people who have been allowed to join this community and find their little place in the world. Thank you on their behalf as well. You guys are lovely, man. You can put your shades on if you've got you do look amazing. Absolutely love the Fixie Fit crew, South African-based crew that are, yes, just getting out there and moving, but I think it's more about that human connection, and boy, don't we all need a little bit of that. And also $500,000, guys. Can you help?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to take that cool factor, but take it on an island.
Ooh la
Because,
la.
that's what we're talking about now. Tropica Island of Treasure is back, and they're going big with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10. And really, some incredible prizes up for grabs. You're going to love it.
You are, because buy the promotional Tropica bottle with the red cap, find your code under the cap and stand a chance to win loads of instant prizes such as airtime, data, and Uber vouchers.
Okay, so listen to this, okay? If you find treasure under the cap, you will win one of 10 big prizes. I'm talking such as Suzuki products to the value of 250,000 Rand.
Wow.
Got Uber vouchers in the mix worth 10,000 Rand. Rest assured beds, and they're fantastic. A trip to the Seychelles, okay, and a whole lot more. So all you need to do is go and follow those instructions on the pack to enter by dialing *120 *8767#.
And, you know, you enter your unique code followed by that hashtag on your cell phone to enter. Those details are currently on your screen. And buy Tropica today and you could win one of your own treasures. Those T's and C's do apply, and you can find them for more information on tropica.co.za. Heads or tails? Are you going to go to the Seychelles?
I am going to the Seychelles. Tails. And?
It is heads. Sorry.
I'm going to enter. I'm going to the Seychelles.
We are back with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure. And we're going big!
Buy a Tropica, find your code under the cap, and stand a chance to win loads of instant prizes. Plus, if you find the treasure under the cap, you will win one of 10 big prizes. See pack for details. Tropica, nothing smoother.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you so much for keeping it locked. Time now to reconnect with one of our favorites. Plenty has changed in the 2 decades since she was crowned Miss South Africa. She's got married, she's become a mom, and then obviously established herself as a very successful beauty-related businesswoman, if you will. And now that she's turned 40, life is only getting sweeter for model, business owner, and philanthropist Cindy Nell Roberts, as her plant-based lifestyle has put put a little more pep into her step. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a massive, huge, warm welcome to one of our faves, Cindy Nell Roberts. I know we don't have a live studio audience, but I imagine if we did have a live studio audience, they would have just been going, wow.
You are too kind. You are too kind.
First of all, you're looking so skinny. What is going on, man? What is going on in your life? You look amazing. I hope you feel amazing. How are you doing after these crazy, crazy years that we've experienced, man?
I'm doing well. Yes, it has been crazy 2 years. But it has also been really great in a lot of ways for me because it was the reason why I shifted to plant-based living and got onto my bicycle and started exercising more. So there's also a lot that I'm grateful for.
It almost feels like it's got to go deeper now. That's one thing, because you've always looked amazing. You've always presented this image of being a cover girl, a healthy beauty queen, if you will, but it's about living those principles, and maybe that's been the shift. Obviously, you feature on the Insider SA, which gives us an opportunity to really kind of get into your world and your life. What can viewers expect from that episode? How much access did you give the people to your wonderful world?
Everything.
Everything. Awesome.
You can expect to see a little bit of my work life, my beauty-related businesses, my family, a little bit of my cooking, my cold water swimming. You even see me in my cozy.
Gotta wake up, girl.
And I think the Insider is very innovative, fast-paced, modern-day television. So it's a very exciting, fun insert. There's even a lot of old photos of myself and my modelling and pageant careers that I myself haven't seen for ages.
And it's good to remind yourself of where you've come, because I'm sure that version of yourself and now, there's so much that you draw strength from, but you have grown and changed. You talk about this shift to plant-based eating. We've experienced it on the show where it was one recipe every 2 weeks. Then it was 3 recipes once a week. Now it's 5 recipes one day. We're finding accessibility is there. What brought about the shift for you? Was it a penny drop moment of like, I need to make a change, or was it a slow process? How did you make the move?
I think it was a slower process. You know, when I was doing modelling and pageants and television presenting, I always needed to be thin for something.
Yeah.
So protein diets were kind of my go-to fix it. But then as I got into my 40s, I realized that I would go on a protein diet, I'd lose weight, and then I'd pick up even more weight afterwards, and then so on and so
Just
forth.
going through that sine
I
wave,
also
yeah.
struggled a lot with inflammation from an old injury, from a dancing show I did. So I started getting really interested in becoming, you know, using food as a medicine, anti-inflammatory, and starting to think about things like I want to live so that I don't have dementia or arthritis, and, as opposed to just being skinny. And you can also be skinny fat. So the plant-based diet came up a lot, and I think there's a big misconception that plant-based diets don't have protein. My personal favorite plant-based protein is mushrooms. So I started researching a little bit about that. I started seeing a dietitian, Nolene, and my personal trainer, Dave, and they started guiding me into the right direction. And now I can eat more carbs, I eat more food, and plant-based doesn't mean that I don't eat any protein, any meat. It just means that I cheat with it now, as opposed to before, it was the basis of my diet.
And that's for the majority. I would put my head on a block to say that, a butcher's block, to say that South Africans are carnivores, by and large. What do you say to people then to help spread this word, knowing how wonderful you feel and look, and that this is now not just an aesthetic, but it's actually coming from within? What advice do you have for other South Africans possibly a little resistant to making the shift?
I think it can be quite daunting. A lot of people, when I speak to them about this, say, but where do I begin? And I think the most important thing to realize is that what you eat is literally the most important thing in your life. There is nothing more important. This is everything. So start looking on the internet, start filling your social media feed with plant-based recipes, start experimenting in the kitchen. Take your old recipe book and cook the exact same recipe, but without meat or without dairy. And, you know, just start playing around. It's not about changing your life entirely. It's just about making small changes.
Yeah. And I'm glad you highlighted the fact, put it out there, because you'll start to attract your community around you. And it's amazing how much we share with each other on social media, certainly within our kind of influencer space. That's how we find out about amazing things. And then you get that recommendation from someone that you absolutely trust. How are you managing the rest of your business empire at the moment? Where you're at, and I know there are always interesting products coming out of the mix in this phase of now returning to normal, life as normal as it can be. Where you're at, and what new products are you pushing in the space?
Well, at cosmetics, we do some of the favorite South African makeup brands like Essence and Caribbean Tan, Self Tan, and a big focus for us, not only in the past 2 years, but ongoing, and it's really expedited in the past 2 years, is making our products more plant-based, more vegan, more friendly for your health, and making sure, because what you put inside and what you put onto your body is equally as important for your health. So that's a very big focus for us, being plant-based, being vegan, being friendly to humans, and adding more ingredients that actually is beneficial for your health. So that's a big focus for us, and we're very proud of what we do, and we obviously want to make women not only beautiful, but also healthy.
Yeah, and feel wonderful. And what I love about this, authenticity, I say that word all the time because this rings true on every level. Absolutely love it. Thank you for playing your part and being the advocate for this kind of lifestyle, because I know how much of a difference it can make in people's lives. Just a small shift, and we're going to put you to work. You said you cooks now, so we're going to put her in the kitchen in just a moment to whip up one of her favorite recipes. But of course, you can catch her on the Insider SA tonight if you want. No holds barred, all access VIP pass into Cindy's life. You're going to get it right here on S3 tonight. But Cindy's not going anywhere. She's sticking around to cook you a meal in just a moment.
Oh, yes, I'm loving Monday. There's so much to celebrate right now, especially after hearing that conversation. Plant-based, yes. Conscious, yes. A part of the environment, and obviously everything else included. I absolutely love it. So we'll catch up with you in the kitchen in just a bit. But for now, it's our last round of our rebounding out here. Now, this has been so much fun this morning, and it's not just fun. It's not just working out. There's so many other benefits to rebounding as well. Now, a lot of people find that they're able to work longer, sleep better, and also feel less tense and nervous. And the effect is not just physiological or psychological. The action of bouncing up and down against gravity without trauma to the musculoskeletal system is one of the most beneficial aerobic exercises that you can do, and I'm literally feeling that right now. So Anna Marie Schenk is here from Transcend Bungee. She's back with one more this time to show us exactly how the routine is going down. You've seen the first two already, and if you don't have boots, then don't worry, you can probably still join in on us because the cardio action is so much fun, but you're not going to reap the benefits of limiting that joint action. And I've got to say, I'm loving this. One thing for sure is the class environment that you're creating. For me, not being a dancer, having 2 left feet and being ridiculed all year on the show, I feel like I can dance with you guys. I feel like I can move quite easily, and it's so much fun. And I'm loving what we're doing, and I think we're going to do that one more time, right?
Yes, that's right.
Bring it on.
Okay.
All right, let's do this. I'm ready. Music, let's bring it back.
Chris Cross.
Whoa.
Right left.
Whoa.
Turn to your right. Front. Up. Linkervoet. 1, 2. Single. Front tap rechts. Links.
Right, and Zanzi, voucher with Bounce Bungee, or Bungee Bounce, having absolute fun right now. And yes, we are working out. We've got the bounders on for the rebound, and we are having an absolute joy. I can't thank you enough once again for all of this. It's been a party, it's been a workout, and it's been the most exceptional way and the most unique way to get some moving in. I hope you enjoyed this Monday inspiration from you and the rest of the team. I've got to say thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting
I'm going to find out from them, then hit them up online for some more of these classes and some more of this jumping action. Whew, I absolutely loved it. Nice, guys. Whew.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on S3. Now, pasta stands, the protein may seem like a dull dinner idea. However, with a little creativity in the kitchen, you'll ditch the meat without a second thought. And today, plant-based pioneer Cindy Nell, she helps us to prepare a delicious spinach, rocket, and basil pesto over some whole wheat pasta. And this is served with sun-dried tomatoes, pine nuts, and olives. It sounds delicious, and this is perfect for our meat-free Monday. I love that I get to spend the time with you in the kitchen.
I love that I get to spend time in the kitchen with you. And I love how beautifully your makeup is done while you're cooking.
Thank you very much. And that means a lot coming from you. And I mean, when it comes to your plant-based journey, you've been very open and sharing about it. What was that pivotal decision that this is now something we're going to do?
Well, I think for me, just what I was doing was the yo-yo dieting with protein, high protein, wasn't working for me long-term anymore. And I was no longer worried about being a pretty little thing in a bikini on a magazine cover. I was starting to worry about, I'm getting older, I need to look after myself, I need to look after my health, I want high energy, I want good sleep at night, and I don't want to be so stressed about everything I eat all the time.
Yeah.
And plant-based living affords me that. So I genuinely feel healthier and I have more energy and my inflammation is better. And also I get to eat a lot more, which I really enjoy.
And this is wholesome. So I'm going to start off with making our dressing. So I've got some baby spinach here, some rocket, basil, as well as parsley. I'm going to put all of this in our blender, and we've got our cooked pasta over there. Is this something that you have now also exposed your kids to, or the whole family?
Yes, well, I mean, my daughter is an early adopter of the plant-based living. My son, not so much.
Okay.
So, and we still eat meat in our house, and, you know, my son likes simpler eating. And But I try and make it creative and innovative, and you really can. And I mean, like that pesto that you're making, you can really put anything that you want into the NutriBullet. And it doesn't have to be boring. Once you start researching, you realize there's so many things that you can do.
And there's so
it's
much
fun and filling and wholesome and really delicious.
And all about the flavor. So I'm adding a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to add a squeeze of some lemon, and I'm going to blitz this up before I hand our pesto to you. I have to say, I never actually realized how quick and easy it is to make pesto. I've been that spoiled person that just buy the pesto already done.
And something that really helps also with any plant-based meals is using a lot of herbs.
Using herbs
and spices. There's so many interesting spices and herbs you can use. I think that needs a little bit more of a blend.
And you need to make sure you seal the container.
Seal the container. Do you have
Fantastic. I apologize for the mess, but you know what? When I'm in the
we've got our espresso aprons on. We'll be fine.
It's always a messy affair. I'm surprised this thing actually blended and it wasn't sealed properly.
I always tell my kids, seal the container better. You're going to ruin the whole thing. Magically, it still survives.
It still survived. Okay, I'm making a big mess here, but we're in the kitchen.
I'm going to toss this around.
Oh, that looks nice. And we're going to serve our pesto pasta with a little bit of sun-dried tomatoes. We've got some cut olives here, as well as some toasted pine nuts. Now, I know that pine nuts can be a little bit pricey, so if you don't want to spend that kind of money on pine nuts, a great alternative is also some sunflower seeds.
And if you wanted to take baby steps, I mean, you could add feta and all sorts of things to this for the other part of the family who needs a little bit more.
And I love it, because I know feta is not considered vegan, but we are not focusing on veganism here. We're focusing on plant-based
diet. So you might find that one half of the family might want a little bit of chicken or a little bit of salmon or something over this. And you can really just be creative. You can make this your own completely. And then you add that with a little bit more of this lemon juice.
There we go.
A little bit of black pepper. Imagine. And ta-da!
There we go. This looks amazing. Thank you. And not only is this going to be a scrumptious dish, but the variety of fresh ingredients means it is packed and dense with nutritional punch. And who said plant-based has to mean basic and boring? Now, to get your recipe, to get your hands on this recipe, the ingredients list, and exactly how to make it, you can head on over to our website, that is expressoshow.com. Cindy, it is amazing to have you here in studio. And you know what, when we start the show off every single morning, we love to ask our viewers a question on social media. So as you can see on your screen right now, it says, let's start the week on a fresh note with some meat-free Monday inspiration. What plant-based or meat-free meal can you try today? Other than our pasta, what can you try?
Well, one of my favorite go-tos is a slice of ciabatta, or like any bread that doesn't have yeast in, or rye, with avo, rockets, freshly sliced tomatoes, some herbamar salt and black pepper. And that could be a breakfast, a lunch, a tea time snack, or even a dinner.
That is amazing.
And add beans and lentils to anything and it's a
and it's a whole meal and it is packed and it will keep you full for very long. Now, to look at some of our comments that came through on social media, Obida says, hello guys, it's cold, it's a mixed veg curry or stuffed butternut with couscous and mixed veg, or a mixed veg pasta or a veggie stir fry.
Those are
so many options.
Those are all great options. Thank you for that viewer.
Amazing. Well, Cindy, it was great being in the kitchen with you. I feel like that is today's lunch for me.
Oh, yummy.
If you want to get your hands on this recipe, it is available on our website, expressoshow.com.
Thank you very much, ladies. Time to get some feel-good into your home this morning because the Rise Up Band is in the house. And you know exactly what that means. It means the feel-good is going to go up-tempo. This morning, we are rising with Ricardo van der Horst, Dustin Julius, as well as Sumare van Skalkwyk, the trio that makes up the Rise Up Band. And it's time for us to all rise. They join us back in studio to perform a medley of Dress for Success by Roxette, as well as Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. You already know what that means. It means feel good. Guys, take it away.
enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. I'm gonna ride up till now. It's the light of day that shows me how. So when the night comes, my loneliness comes. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. I've been in love and lost my senses, spinning through the town. Sooner or later, the fever ends, and I wind up feeling down. I'm gonna ride up till now. It's the light of day that shows me how. So when the light comes, my loneliness goes. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. I wanna dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I wanna dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me. Don't you wanna dance? Say you wanna dance. Don't you wanna dance? Don't you wanna dance? Say you wanna dance. Don't you wanna dance? Hey, don't you wanna dance? Say you wanna dance. With somebody who loves me.
I wanna dance, I wanna dance, I wanna dance with somebody. I love it. The Raza Band on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. What did you think of it? What a way to get into your Monday. Let us know on Facebook, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Yes, guys, I wanna dance with all of you.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and what a beautiful Monday it has been so far. I think the energy has flowed straight through from the weekend, so I don't know about you, but I'm feeling so good. And I can't thank you enough for joining us. I thought we'd just unwind a little, take a breath, and just catch up on what exactly went down this weekend. I know a lot of you had some family time, a lot of you had some memory-making magic, but Zoe and I always love sharing what we got up to. Zoe, how was your weekend?
You know what? It was really a good weekend.
Yeah?
You know, it was actually quite nice where it felt like time was slowing down.
Oh,
we
need more of those weekends, yeah?
That is the best, and I think that also helps by like filling my weekend with strategic activities. So it was a bit of a work weekend. There was a photo shoot involved for Zoe Brown Apparel. So we have got our winter colours launching at the end of the month. So it was a lot of fun too. There you get a sneak peek of some fun pinks that's coming into play. And then also we did...
I like those colours over there. Nice.
Thank you. That is
neutrals.
our slate, which will be coming out. So
okay. All right. Look at you just doing the things.
And you know what fulfills my soul is being out in nature. So I had a nice little romantic sundowner, and it was just so fun. We literally packed the car, tried to catch sunset along that route between Hout Bay and Cape.
Oh yes, on the coast. It's such a beautiful
on the side of the road, watched the sunset, and it really was a nice weekend. Met up with some girlfriends, and that's why I'm saying it feels like such a long weekend.
Because you did so much.
Do so much.
Yeah,
it was just nice to spend some time with two of my closest girlfriends.
Oh, I love that, because how often is it on a Monday when we catch up with the team and everyone's like, oh, I did this and was stressed and I had to... I like the sound of that. It sounds like the pace was perfect, and I think a lot of us do need that. We don't have to put too much pressure on ourselves in the weekend. Just fill up the cup, and that's what you did. And I can feel it.
The cup is runneth over.
I can feel it oozing into the show, because I also had such a good one. Time in nature was spent. I caught like the best ride of my life on a wave this week. It was like a minute long. It was so much fun. Check this out. I had this like legend also dropping in on me, but it was such a joy being out there yesterday, just taking advantage of the weather. And look at this guy behind me, by the way, just cutting it and ripping it up to absolute shreds behind me. So I'm going to be that guy one day, but I just held onto this wave for dear life.
Where were you?
It was Musenberg Corner, but it got big, like 5 foot. Very humbling experience trying to get under those waves, but when you catch it, the ride of your life. It felt like an eternity. And like you said, time in nature is just always so well spent, filling up the cup. And then because I've been spending time with Miles' little brother, Matthew, who's been introduced to the show, I went to go watch his first rugby game. Kirstenhoff versus Sweet Valley, big derby, had his big scrum. And then after the big game, we got to celebrate with one of his favorite cycles, because I promised him if you do well, and he won like all his games. I was like, okay, we can go out and cycle and go to his favorite spot, which is that little lake over there. And it was a beautiful cycle just to kind of unwind for me, just like relax the muscles. And like you said, just do it at the right pace. You know how often it is that we're just doing so much. So this was heart-filling stuff, soul-filling stuff for me as well. And like you can say, it's the cup runneth over and it's oozing onto the show. And for you, Mzansi, that's why we are able to sustain ourselves and I guess do what we do every morning, because it's just a lifestyle, I guess. And it's just passion.
And you know what? It's also about spending quality time with people that matter most to you. I always joke and say the weekend before payday is broke weekend. So I know for a lot of people this was broke weekend, because payday for most is, 21st, 27th, end of the month, and that's only coming up this week. But it was a good opportunity to literally just, spending time in nature it's free.
It's like church, honestly. I'd recommend to everybody out there, if you've got some spare time in your hands, get out in nature, go absorb yourself in all that good stuff, and do it with the ones that you love. And speaking of people that you love spending time with, here's another two of our family that we just love to have fun with, and that's exactly what's going down right now.
Well, it's going to be bittersweet, my friends. So last week, Friday, the US, they celebrated, get this, National Jelly Bean Day. So this morning, we thought we'd celebrate as well and decided to put our team through a little test. The test to see who is brave enough to try the Bean Boozled Challenge. So how the game is going to work is each of our presenters is going to get 5 different flavors in front of them. Some of them look similar, but I can guarantee you they are not. They're going to need to then guess which correct flavor of jelly bean they have in their mouth. However, it comes with a twist. These are very special jelly beans with some weird and wonderful flavors. Let's bring Raul and Zoe in, who I'm judging by your facial expressions, though you've just seen some of the flavors that could be.
I've heard of these beans, and I'm just not sure if I've ever wanted to try them.
This is like Harry Potter vibes for me,
I've heard flavors like old bandage and like liver and
fish.
Well, there's one called rotten egg.
Rotten egg. Oh, I hope you get rotten egg.
Who did the taste testing first?
Please. But I love that. I love the fact that you could either have buttered popcorn or rotten egg.
That's it. And they look similar, right?
And they look the same. Okay, so gang, are you up for the challenge?
Yeah.
Are you ready to be bean-boozled? You just need to identify the flavor. Okay, we brought up some of the flavors there so you can see and get a sense.
A nice
maybe it's peach, maybe it's barf.
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
Stinky socks and dead fish? No, no. Stay away.
Okay, so now you know what's at stake here. Okay, this is some pretty intense flavorage going on here. Tubbs,
It doesn't smell like any of those. Yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to go first?
You go first
cool.
and
Right.
explain to me what is going through your taste sensation.
Oh, he looks like he likes it. He looks like he loves
the whole
it.
thing in your mouth.
It's yellow. Is it buttered popcorn? Is it?
It's
rotten.
Is it
this
yummy?
This is juicy pear.
Juicy pear, he says.
You lucky.
Juicy pear. Bam. Okay.
This one.
I'm gonna go for the
when you
blue
know,
one.
you know.
Yeah.
Okay, that could be something good, or it could be something. Give it a shot. Give it a go. Okay.
Okay, I'm going for the blue one.
Mm-hmm. She's hoping it's going to be a beautiful berry blue.
No, it's toothpaste.
It's toothpaste.
It doesn't taste exactly like it.
Okay, but that's quite handy for early in the morning. Your breath smells great. That's awesome.
You have to choose.
Go for it, buddy.
I'm weighing up my options here. So there's a yellow option here, which is either going to be buttered popcorn or rotten egg, or I go with the orange one, which could either be peach or barf.
Okay. Oh, please be
I don't know what
barf.
to do here.
Please be barf.
Are
you sure it's not dead fish, man? It could be dead fish.
Oh, snap, it is that color.
Oh, it
I'm so
could be strawberry
scared.
Uh-huh. What are you getting?
Do I have to finish this?
Yeah.
It's a dead fish for sure. It's a dead fish for sure.
Smell it from here.
Can you give it one of your toothpaste buds now?
I ate the whole thing, sorry.
Now you got to eat it, man.
I ate the whole thing.
And swallow it too.
That's brilliant. Tubbs. You've got 5 bullets. Let's
Right,
see.
let's go. For this girl here.
Okay, so he's going for an orange one, which
No,
again...
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I have. Okay, so I'm going for like this light yellow.
Okay, slight yellow. That could be either buttered popcorn or rotten egg.
Yeah, let's go.
It's got to be a rotten egg. Oh my
A
gosh.
rotten egg.
Buttered popcorn.
No!
Oh, you lucky boy.
Can you take one of mine, please?
No, thank you.
Go for maroon. Maroon. I think it's maybe liver, onions, or cappuccino.
Wow.
Okay.
Old bandage. Is that an old bandage? That's an old bandage for sure.
So he went so deep. Oh.
My word. To
And
the
it
core.
does. I mean, I don't know if as a kid, if you've ever put a bandage
An old
in a
bandage
swimming
in your
pool,
mouth, yeah.
and you know that you put it in your mouth.
Dog biscuits and old bandages. We've done it all, girl.
Do we have a little bowl?
I can't even
like,
stand up straight.
Now you got to give it another
I still
crack,
got
dude.
this fish
You're
oil in my
traumatized.
mouth.
I'm trying to see which... It's like you bit into an Omega by mistake, yeah? Okay, you can do it, buddy.
I'm gonna well buttered popcorn here.
Ryle!
Oh, please
Give me
be
some
rotten.
of your luck there,
It's going to be rotten egg. It has to be.
unfair.
It has to be rotten
I think he rigged it.
Huh?
egg.
Okay, he's loving this one.
Why are you doing this to me? Did you do this on
What is that?
It's a rotten egg, Zoe, just by the way.
So, right now,
No,
you've got
I had a
rotten
dead
egg
fish
and-
first. Just picture a dead fish and a rotten egg in your mouth right now.
Which was worse? The rotten egg or the fish is worse?
I've had a rotten egg once or twice. It's just a gulp, but
Just
It's
suck
like
it
a
up.
protein thing.
the oil of the fish is still in my mouth. It's
Coated your mouth. It's great, man. It's going to be there for the rest
It's
of
like
the day.
bones have come in there as well.
Okay, quickly sneak in one more simultaneously. Go
If
for it.
he has another nice one, this is rigged.
Then he's going to eat our leftovers.
So what could this be? So this could be what? It could be dirty dishwasher or birthday cake. And I hope, obviously, birthday cake.
Go for it.
Yeah.
He's not sure.
Birthday cake.
Is jinx.
No!
It's a dirty dishwasher.
It's like you were eating cake.
It was a dirty plate that had cake on it before it went into the dishwasher. I love that.
Okay, I'm going to
quickly,
go for
very
the one with
quickly,
the
one more.
green speckles on it.
Uh-huh. Dirty dishwasher. No, I think you scored there. I think you get the birthday cake. Dirty dishwasher.
I don't know what it was.
Do I have to go again?
Oh, you've have to now.
Okay, this should
Go for the hat trick.
Juicy pear or something?
Go for the hat trick.
Oh, it smells. Ooh, I think it's the socks. I had the dirty socks.
And?
Stinky socks.
Careful, baby.
Careful,
the fish taste is gone.
Thank you so much for putting yourselves through that. Absolutely beautiful. Have they been bean boozled? Definitely Ryle has been bean boozled this morning. Maybe you want to take on the bean boozled challenge. And please, if you get any facial expressions like that, please show us. Or maybe you're as lucky as this man here and you're just sweet tooth all the way. Well done. Oh, no, you have to finish. Absolutely brilliant. Ryle, I don't know what karma you
I got the old bandage as well, just by the way.
And the old bandage as well. And yes, the fact that we know what an old bandage tastes like, that's an indictment, but a lot of fun. You can let us know if you take on the Bean Boozled challenge at home. Please, we want videos and pictures. Facial expression says it all.
I do like your Bean Boozled face.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back in just a moment, delving into our relationship chat this morning, and we are asking, is honestly really the best policy? Then Sumari and Rise Up are ready to blow you away, hit you right in the feels. Brace yourself for that performance, but let's get back into those news headlines first.
Thank you very much, Graham. Yes, let's take a final look at your news headlines. We start off with our national headlines. A member of the late President Nelson Mandela's first cabinet and former Springbok rugby captain, Dr. Dawie de Villiers, has unfortunately and very sadly died of cancer at Stellenbosch. He was 81 years old. Mark Alexander, president of SARU, said that de Villiers was one of South Africa's greatest ever captains. Alexander said de Villiers had been very involved in the unbanning of the ANC and the subsequent release of Nelson Mandela. Meanwhile, former Springbok flanker Pedri Vandenberg has died in a vehicle accident in Texas out in the United States. Police have arrested a 16-year-old youth in connection to this particular death. Staying in South Africa, the South African government yesterday condemned the increased violence in Jerusalem, particularly at the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and the restrictions placed on religious sites, including the Church of the Holy a holy place out in that region. Now, the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, or DIRCO, said it strongly condemned the attacks on Palestinians and appealed to the government of Israel to allow Palestinians their right to gather for prayers in peace. DIRCO said South Africa was calling for consistency from the international community in upholding the international rule of law. And now we move on further to headlines outside of the country. Nigeria's president says that the country is in shock and trauma following the death of 109 people in an explosion at an illegal oil refinery. President Muhammadu Buhari described the incident in Imo State as a catastrophe and national disaster. Many victims were burnt beyond recognition. Unfortunately, in that process, dozens of people were thought to have been working at the refining plant where they were caught in the huge fire. Police are hunting for the owner of the illegal refinery. Buhari has offered his condolences to the families of the victims. Emmanuel Macron has beaten far-right candidate Marine Le Pen to win the French presidency, projections show. The centrist took 58% of the vote to her 42% in a narrower victory than the previous contest in 2017. Macron thanked French voters for trusting him after, and I quote, 5 years of hard times, and he acknowledges that many people voted for him only to block the far right while others abstained. Macron, 44 years old, will make history by becoming the first French president to be re-elected in 20 years. The pandemic has left Brazilians full of saudades, Portuguese for longing. Now, for the Rio Carnival, a free-for-all of dancing, singing, and partying. I mean, look at it, it's beautiful. That is essentially the opposite of social distancing. There were concerns that the carnival would be axed again this year after Rio authorities cancelled it in 2021 and then postponed this edition by 2 months. But with more than 75% of Brazil's 213 million people now fully vaccinated, the COVID-19 death toll has plunged dramatically, allowing the show to go on. Also, all participants and some 75,000 people who will attend expected each night are required to present proof of vaccination. So, Rio de Janeiro's carnival, a glittering sequin-studded festival of the flesh, exploded back to life on Friday. I wish it was there, with the first famed samba school parade since COVID-19 hit Brazil. And after 2 long years of face masks, social distancing, and death, a sparkling sea of dancers, drummers, and multi-story floats reclaimed the Sambadrome, the iconic beach city's carnival parade venue. Participants were just so happy that the party was on, and as one carnival goer said, Brazil without carnival isn't Brazil. It's part of who we are, definitely part of what we like to see as the rest of the world. That's where we leave for this morning. Here is Ryle with a look at your weather.
Thank you so much, Tabiso. Now for our final look at the weather this morning, and for all nature lovers out there, this is something to commemorate and celebrate. Now, the United Nations has declared Sir David Attenborough a champion of the Earth. Now, Sir David is a beloved British broadcaster who has spent more than half a century bringing the wonders of the natural world into the homes and hearts of viewers. Now, if we stand a chance of averting climate and biodiversity breakdowns and cleaning up polluted ecosystems, it's because millions of us fell in love with the planet that he showed us on television. His work will continue to inspire people of all ages to care for nature and to become the restoration generation, unquote. I absolutely love that quote, and on that note, of course, here's an encouragement to all of us to ensure that we are custodians of this beautiful thing we call Earth. For now, though, from our weather news, we head over to Sunrise Views, and we can't start a new week without showcasing you and our incredible sunrise images that you've shared with us. Now, Liano Dayaga from Berrydale captured this absolutely beautiful sunrise shot showing off a multi-hued sky and somewhat of a flame erupting in the distance. Majestic stuff indeed. Next up, Anthea Kruger from Worcester shared this stunning shot looking toward the mountains overlooking a dam, and those reflections are somewhat of a painting indeed. Next up, Mase La Janti or La Janti Mpuang from Kuruman kicked off our 7 a.m. sunrise segment this morning with a moody shot showing off this cloud-filled morning sky as the day begins. Majestic stuff indeed. Next up, Raiz Partha from Uitenhage or Uitenhage captured this equally moody shot of the sky transitioning from dark blues to soft hues of warm reds as he knocked off of work. Now we hope you get some rest today, Raiz, and thank you for sending that incredible picture in, along with the rest of it from you, Mzansi. We love seeing how you start your day wherever you are in the country. Bring on the inspiration. For now, though, one last gander at the temperatures across the country. Starting off in Polokwane, where the day starts at 13, moving up to 25 degrees with some rain. Mbombela, 17 all the way up to 28 with thunder showers. Pretoria, 10 all the way up to 23 with some rain continuing, and much the same for Joburg with the rain. Starting off at 8, moving up to a high of 21 degrees Celsius. Over in Mahikeng, the rain is predominantly at bay with not much coming through. 6 is your low, moving up to 24. Klerksdorp sees a chilly start of 3, moving up to 22 with not much rain. Kimberley, 5, moving up to 19 with no rainfall expected. And Bloemfontein, a chilly start of 1 degree, moving all the way up to 18 degrees Celsius. Now over in Richards Bay, your day starting at 15 degrees, moving up to 22 with some rainfall coming through. Pietermaritzburg, lots of rain, 8 moving up to 17. Durban, the thunder showers continue from 14 all the way up to 20 degrees Celsius. And Mthatha, a chilly start of 5 with some rain, but moving all the way up to 17 degrees Celsius. Now over in East London, where rain is always celebrated in this part of the world, you've got a lot of rain coming through with a low of 12 up to 20 degrees. Cradock sees the day starting at a chilly 2 degrees, moving up to 17 with minimal rainfall. Gqeberha, however, gets lots of rain, and hopefully we can dance in it. 11 moving up to 19, and let's hope it provides much more needed rain for that area. George, 9 moving up to 17 with some rainfall also coming through and much celebrated. Over in the mother city now, one last time, your day starting at 13, moving up to 20 degrees, not much rainfall expected, and the same for Worcester, starting off at 6, moving up to 21 degrees Celsius. In Sutherland, chilly as ever, starting at 2, moving up to 15 degrees, and Uppington, another chilly start of 6, all the way up to 23 degrees. That's a final look at the weather this morning. Again, Mzansi, I can't thank you enough for the incredible pictures you keep sending in. Bring it on, because it puts a smile on our dial and everyone else in the studio. And 2 other people that are smiling because of it are these 2 right here. Let's catch up with them.
Yeah, those sunrise pictures are stuns. A fresh way to get into a brand new day. Please do send yours through. Remember that hashtag Expresso Show. And the feel good does continue, because after the break, you know me and the kitchen. It's where I belong, where I like to be. And we're making something really fresh. It's sticky rice with that crush orange dressing. Got your full attention? I'm sure I have, yes.
Yes, you do, and please save me some for breakfast. And then we're actually going to maybe split the internet, because we are talking relationships. Slandile is here with us in studio, and we're getting all of the advice, because the question today is being honest, really honest, a good thing?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Being completely, 100% honest. Yeah. Do these jeans make me look fat?
No, you fat?
We are back with the best of the best in the All-Star Season 10 of Tropica Island of Treasure. And we're going big! Just tell us why you should be chosen to compete with one of these All-Star celebs and stand a chance to win a smooth 1 million rand. WhatsApp your audition video or upload it on our socials at MyTropica for your chance to get a spot on the island. So buy a Tropica today, and this could be you. CPAC for details. Tropica, nothing smoother.
She is here, and she is here to kick off our Monday relationship chats. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. And Mondays, we mean all things love and relationships. Now, for all of the great things we say about being honest, that is, you know, we always say it's the best policy, or that the truth shall set us free. Research, however, tells us that we aren't that great at it. Now, according to a recent study, a startling 1 in 5 of our interactions is a lie. Now, these lies aren't only to strangers or acquaintances in our lives. Couples deceive each other all the time. Now, let's hear what some of you have to say about honesty out on the streets.
I rank honesty very high in a relationship. It's one of my deal breakers, I would say.
I rank honesty really high in my relationships, like 10, 100.
And I think honesty is like the foundation of every relationship. Without honesty, then you can't build up the walls of the relationship.
I think it's the most important thing, because if you're not honest with your partner, there is no future.
I rank honesty in about an 8 out of 10 in relationships.
Or 11 out of 10. For me, honesty is the most important thing that you need in a relationship, because you need to be transparent and on the same page with your partner at all times.
It is absolutely important to tell your partner everything, because at the end of the day, eventually those lies do catch up to you.
I think it's important to tell your partner nearly absolutely everything, because you need to leave a couple of surprises in there, but good surprises. There's nothing wrong with that.
Ooh, some interesting opinions, and it's always so great to hear what you have to say. But today we will unpack the importance of honesty and its place in our relationships with clinical psychologist Lindile Mbata. And she is back on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Now, valuing honesty is something we all want and crave in relationships. Yet, dishonesty is there, and it can cause so much strain in a relationship. Slee, please put us out of our misery. Why is that always the case?
Right. Well, Zoe, dishonesty tends to set off a whole chain of events. There's a lot of unintended consequences that can come as a result of one being dishonest with their partner. So this is both for the person who has been dishonest and for the person who's also the recipient, you know, of the deception. If you think about it, you know, all of us, if you have to keep a secret or you know you haven't been honest, it feels a little bit uncomfortable when you're around the person that you've lied to.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the person who's been dishonest can start feeling a little bit anxious around their partner, a little bit cagey. Their behavior can start to change a little bit. And for the partner, you know, they might notice some of those things as well. And maybe they can feel a little bit paranoid about the state of the relationship or question what's going on with their partner. So really, the dishonesty can start to set off a chain of events between the two people, even if it's not completely actually spoken.
And that's also so dangerous, the ripple effect and that snowball effect that it does cause. Now, in your counseling experience, I wanted to know from you, what are some of the primary reasons that people tend to be dishonest with their partners? Why are they hiding the truth?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you spoke about the research into why people are dishonest, how often people are dishonest. And if I can just speak to that, what we do know from the research is that there is usually quite a rationalization of the reasons for one being dishonest. And usually it's this rationale that I'm protecting something. So it's either that I'm protecting myself, possibly, from some consequence. I'm protecting my partner from hurt, from harm. I'm protecting the relationship, you know, and making sure that it doesn't break down in any way. But the reasons why people are dishonest or lie can be so multiple. You know, people can be avoidant of conflict, for example. People can be avoiding certain other consequences from happening that they foresee. Sometimes people also aren't honest because they are overcompensating for something, or they want to look good to their partner. And also one of the major reasons that people aren't always honest is to just avoid shame and embarrassment when they have to actually face the truth.
And that's difficult, because I think sometimes we're not even honest with ourselves, or at least I know for a fact that's the case for me. But can lying or withholding the truth really be helpful in a relationship?
Right, so I think this is where it gets tricky. Because at times, I mean, there is such a thing as a sort of a pro-social lie. You know, the things that we do when we lie to sort of make our partners feel better, boost their self-esteem. You don't want to make someone sort of, you can see that they're vulnerable or they feel a bit insecure, and you don't want to play into that. So yes, you might lie about how a person looks in their jeans or, you know, if they've put on a little bit of weight. But I think in general, dishonesty is not a helpful thing, especially if the stakes are that the relationship could break down. But of course, you know, you may lie for the protection of another person. That's sort of a pro-social lie. About small things, like you do like a gift that you received, even if you're not into stripes or polka dots. But yeah, I think in terms of big lies that could jeopardize the relationship, it's just generally not a good idea.
Yeah. And what should you do in the event that, you know, something happens in your relationship and you've now told the lie and it's time to confess?
Yeah, I think you can think very much about how you're going to do it, but you want to do it as soon as possible and rather preempt the conversation than wait to get caught or wait for your partner to pick up that something is not okay.
Yeah.
I think sometimes people hope that their partner might say something or might not even say anything really, but you hope maybe there's going to be a moment where you get to say something. So rather create the ideal time to talk about it rather than wait for it to happen.
Okay, I like that advice. Lindile is not going anywhere. We are talking all things relationships on your Feel Good Breakfast show this Monday morning.
Now, if you're looking for the perfect start to your day with a refreshing crush for breakfast, then look no further. We say 100%, baby. It's the best way to wake up to 100% fruity goodness in a glass. And if breakfast has become a little bit bland and boring in your life, leaving you uninterested, then you'll be going to be crushing big time on our comforting sticky rice breakfast bowl with a delicious glass of crushed orange dressing. It's 100% tasty. Tando,
For sure.
To do something different, girl. I'm loving the sound of this. That intro was quite a mouthful, so I'm feeling a little parched.
You did well. You managed.
I'm going to give you a glass of 100% refreshment. I'm loving the look of this because it is something slightly different for breakfast.
Yeah, it's rice for breakfast, but also with all your breakfast faves. So your sausage and your egg. So in here, I'm going to show you how to make the sausage patties. You just add some ginger, garlic. So what you do is take your breakfast sausage and just take that meat out inside and then combine that to make these beautiful patties.
Because it's perfect for a patty because you've got that lovely balance of the meat flesh, obviously, but the fat's in there as well, which you can render in to give you the flavour. You can caramelize it nicely on the outside, so it's going to be a beautiful patty. And I like the introduction of these like really strong, intense Asian
flavors. Yes, and you're going to make the sauce for me. So the rice has great flavors. We've got sriracha, some hoisin sauce. Then we're going to throw in 2 tablespoons of the crush.
Okay, so I'm going to start right here. Okay, so we've got the sriracha. I like it, a bit of spice.
Spiciness, yes. I'm going to put these patties in here and get them frying.
Go. Oh, gonna bang with flavour than the hoisin sauce. I love hoisin.
Really?
My word, you don't understand.
It's a staple for you.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. And what I like about that, the kind of the Asian vibe, it's strong flavours, clean flavours.
Fresh as well.
Fresh.
Very fresh. I love Asian flavours, very fresh flavours. Then spring onion and some toasted sesame seeds. I like them toasted. They have a great flavour. They don't taste so raw and like aggressive.
Bring out a little bit more of that nuttiness, no, for sure. Oh, yum. And this is a great little kind of dressing topping for any kind of salad if you want to introduce that Asian flavour. These are the staples.
Noodles as well. This could literally go from breakfast to dinner by adding noodles.
Just make a big load and you can make it with breakfast, lunch and supper.
You're just eating Asian all day. All day, it's you and the Asian flavours.
Okay, so what's the vibe when cooking our patties? Obviously, we've made them nice and relatively petite, so we don't have to spend too much time cooking.
You just want them to be nice and thin. I don't know if you like a big patty for breakfast. I know I'm not too like hectic with it, especially
just
in the morning.
Moderation,
Keep
but
it
I like
light.
the fact that we're getting the balance, you're getting the protein in there as well. And this, for me, that combination of the egg and the patty is going to be spectacular.
Listen, Then you're gonna add the rice in there as well.
Okay.
So it gets tossed properly.
Oh,
and
that's
all
where
those
it's going to start to get
juices.
nice and
Yes.
sticky. Beautiful. Any particular kind of choice on the rice side?
Any normal long grain rice. You could go basmati if you'd like, but I'd keep it pretty simple just so you can get the flavors of the sauce, of
Let
the
it be
crushed
that
orange.
sounding board, yeah.
Yes,
And then
you don't want it too much
tablespoons
of a fragrant rice, yeah.
of our magic ingredients, and that little splash of citrus is going to make all the difference. Is this going to be delicious? 100%.
Without a doubt.
And what I love about injecting a little bit of that fresh fruitiness with the 100% goodness in every sip of crush, you know that it's packed full of vitamins. You're guaranteed the perfect refreshment that the whole fam is going to love and enjoy for all of life's best moments. Let's be honest, and you can add some mushrooms if you want to the mix, or maybe some of your favorite breakfast proteins to make it 100% to what you like. You know your flavor profile, so
Yes.
build on that.
So we're gonna add that back into the bowl. And then,
Oh, lovely.
breakfast is reinvented here.
I love this.
You know,
Because it is. I mean, we experiment so much with lunch and dinner,
And dinner,
we
yeah.
seldom kind of rock the boat at all with
We
our
literally
breakfast.
forget. So you're gonna add that into there. Gorgeousness. Top
This
it
is
with your
hearty.
egg.
This will go the distance.
Top it with your egg, and you are sustained for the day here.
Absolutely beautiful. It also looks really cool. There's some impact there. Whip this up for the fam on the weekend. They will love it. I'm going to say cheers to you, girl. Did we pull it off? 100%. Remember to add a little bit of crush to your day. Not only is it 100% fruity and tasty, but it's also stacked with 100% goodness. Cheers. And you can find this recipe, expressoshow.com. Cheers again.
Love it.
You earned it.
You know that sad feeling when something good is coming to an end?
100%. But then we could always open another crush.
100%. 100% fresh, 100% goodness.
Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast
Slindile Mbata, she is back on your Feel Good Breakfast Show as we talk relationships. And you know what? It is a Feel Good Breakfast Show, but every now and then when we talk relationships, especially today's topic, which is all about honesty, or the lack thereof, it is sometimes difficult. Now, Slindile is here to help us unpack these difficult situations in our relationships, and I'm just going to dive straight into it. I mean, we spoke about, you know, lying there was a specific term you used for a pro-social cause, but when does become, you know, some people are prone to lying more than others, but when does it become a compulsive disorder?
So the term compulsive really refers to something that one cannot help but do. And when lying becomes compulsive, it's really when you can see that a person lies often. It becomes a consistent sort of behavior.
Okay.
And really it can be quite dysfunctional because sometimes there's no discernible reason, there's no particular motive, but it's become a pattern of behavior and how the person interacts, is that they just lie, they exaggerate facts. And it can become very destructive because you can imagine sometimes people lie to manipulate, or they just lie to exaggerate details of their day just to say they had a better day than they had. So really when it becomes compulsive is if it's problematic and there's a difficulty in being able to distinguish between reality and what is a fantasy.
Okay. And does the fact that, you know, maybe your partner is being honest with you and you have these big responses, or you are very frank to, you know, the things they tell you, does that then also perhaps stop or prevent your partner from being completely honest, like our responses to their honesty?
Yeah, well, you know, I think we should be very careful not to blame people's reactions for what it is we choose and not choose to say to them. So yes, definitely a person's responses to their partner can influence the partner's willingness to share. You know, if attempts at honesty are being met with hostility, if they're being met with rage or dismissiveness and a person feels shut down, then they won't be encouraged always to share the truth. So I think it's very important, and the onus is on each partner to be very cognizant of how they receive the other person when they come to them with something that actually is very uncomfortable or difficult for them to share.
I love that you say it's important to encourage truthness. Now, would approaching your partner and, you know, and I think this goes for more than just your romantic partner, but your someone at work or someone close to you, is approaching them head on about their lies the best way to encourage truthfulness?
Yeah, well, this can be quite tricky, right? I think encouraging is really the best way to encourage somebody. You can leave the floor open to share something and discuss something with them, and just, you know, if you need to tell me something, please do. But, you know, coming at a person with files of, this is what I know, and this, you know, what do you need to tell me something? I think it will depend on the approach of the confrontation as well. So the approach can actually discourage, you know, truth-telling, but sometimes if it is done in a certain way, it can be encouraging. But I really think at the end of the day, it's up to the person whether they're going to tell you the truth or not. Some people's policy is to deny, and there's nothing we can do about that.
Oh. And that is a terrible policy. Slindile is not going anywhere. I have one more question, because I also want to know, you know, what happens if you can't handle the truth? She's not going anywhere, as we're going to continue this conversation on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
And when it comes to our music guests this morning, you know that the truth we told you up front, that they are going to rock your world, was in fact the truth. And our guest artist today, a trio of local musicians that make up the Rise Up Band. And very exciting news for fans is that these guys, because obviously you like them now, you love them, you want to be part of everything they do, they've got a tribute show to the 4 best female singers of all time event coming up soon. But right now, ushering the new week, here they are performing All By Myself by Celine Dion. Do your thing.
Just for fun. Those days distant and obscure remains the cure. All by myself, don't wanna be all by myself anymore. All by myself, don't wanna be all by myself anymore. When I was young, I never needed anyone, and making love was just for fun. Those days are gone. All by myself, don't wanna be all by myself don't wanna be all by myself. By myself. All by myself. Don't wanna be anymore. No, I don't wanna live by myself anymore. By myself
Ricardo, Dustin, Sumere, come on. Now, this is talent. I mean, that was a quiet performance, right? What did you guys think of it? Let us know. We want to hear from you. We love this. The energy here in studio is a total vibration. Use that hashtag Expresso Show. You don't want to be by yourself anymore? You don't have to be by yourself anymore. I'm here, actually, Sumere. Wow.
Thank you so much.
are just a few minutes left of your Feel Good Breakfast show, and we are continuing our conversation. It's Monday, and we're talking love and relationships. And today we are talking to clinical psychologist Lindile Mbata, who's standing by with some more vital tips on encouraging truth and transparency within our relationships. But first, let's hear what our viewers on the streets have to say about dishonesty.
I don't think I've ever dated a compulsive lie, as far as I know.
I have dated a compulsive liar before, and it was terrible, actually. One of the worst experiences ever in my life.
I've never dated a compulsive liar. Or maybe I did and I just didn't know about it, but I don't think I did. I'm sure I didn't.
How I deal with someone that's not transparent with me is sit them down and have a conversation. We talk about it and, you know, be clear with your expectations.
I discover that friends are not honest or not transparent to me. I will probably end the relationship.
For me, signs of an unfaithful or untruthful partner is sudden change in behavior. Yeah, I think there's a hint of jealousy that comes into there as well.
Some of the signs that I've experienced with an untruthful partner is somebody who says something and then the next day they say something different, and there's no consistency between the two things that they're trying to say, so it's easy to catch them out on their lies.
Consistency and transparency. Lindile, do we really have to be honest with our partners and tell them everything? Are we not entitled to, you know, secrets of our own or privacy per se?
I think, you know, being in a relationship doesn't mean you have to give absolutely everything, say absolutely everything. We're all entitled to some level of privacy, you know, so I think sometimes, for instance, conversations that we have with our friends, conversations we've had with family members, conversations with our therapist, you know, that is up to us to decide whether we will share it with our partner. And I think we have to also remember that just because you're in a relationship with someone doesn't mean that they belong to you, you know. They don't have to tell you everything. They've chosen to be with you. And it really is a privilege to get to know things that they want to share.
And I love the way you say that. Now, I know that before we ended our last conversation, I asked you, is it possible to, you know, really like, is it possible to not be able to handle the truth that your partner is about to give to you? How can we prepare ourselves to hear the things we might not be ready to hear?
Yeah, I think it's very possible. Some people can get quite defensive when, you know, their partners have something to say and it's truthful because it might feel like it's actually quite hurtful to them. So I think the way that we can prepare ourselves is really to go into a conversation with your partner being very aware of how it is that you listen. So do you listen in a way where you're ready to catch somebody out for something that they've said? Do you listen in a way where you react emotionally to something that is being said to you? You know, so if you go into a conversation and you say, all right, I'm here so that I can understand where you are coming from and that I can be understood. And really, I have an intention to come out of this conversation better than when I went in. You know, that's really the intention. I think setting that tone for the conversation can make you much more receptive to what's being said.
And I think it also encourages that room for transparency, which I think is very important.
Absolutely.
Now, before we end this off, is it possible that we could be sharing too much with our partners?
Yeah, I think sometimes it is possible. You know, if you find yourself, I think, feeling very compelled to give excessive details about your day, your whereabouts, your conversations, there could be an element of the relationship that is possibly unhealthy. So it's okay to share and to share many details. We know that sharing, in fact, encourages intimacy in the relationship when we're vulnerable, when we give, you know, our partner insight into who we are in our day. But really, if you are starting to feel compelled to give your partner absolutely everything because you're really anxious or nervous, what will happen if I don't, then perhaps there's something that's not quite right about that. Yeah.
And some passing advice, how can we encourage transparency within our relationships?
Yeah, I think though it can be difficult, I think the one important thing to do is possibly just let go of what you anticipate to be the outcome when you are sharing something with your partner. So if you think that, oh my goodness, if I share, this will happen, you know, there will be that consequence, then it might make you less willing to share. But if you go in thinking, okay, well, if you say something and you're honest, something's going to happen. If you don't say anything, something also might happen. But you just go in willing to share, and you'll take the consequence. No matter what happens, you're willing to take the consequence. I think just having that open mind is very helpful.
Thank you for that parting device. Lindile Mbata with you on your Feel Good Breakfast show, dropping all of the truth bombs and really just sharing great ways on how we can be more transparent and honest in our everyday life.
I love that conversation. Transparency and honesty, that's what we are about. And one thing we can be honest about is how good this next recipe is.
So, we've had classic fashion from Timby, classic cars, thanks Chad, and we've seen classic hairstyles. And you, Michael? Classic.
A classic range from Clover. Timeless taste.
Made with love by Clover.
Yes, welcome to the Kitchen of Mzansi. Now we're talking about the latest trends when it comes to food, and this one is a goodie. The not-so-new ramen recipes have been circulating on the socials and are fast becoming a classic. So we certainly are going to hop onto this bandwagon because no one can resist a bowl of comfort food at its best. Now, Tando Manyoni is here to show us just how to put together a bowl of creamy ramen yumminess. Bring it on, Tando! How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. You look warm, you look cozy, ready to cook up something good in the kitchen.
Listen, what I'm doing, what I'm wearing is perfect for what I'm about to do.
Okay, nice.
This is a couch meal.
And I see you got lots of colors, which always makes me happy because that means we're getting good flavor, variety,
nutrition,
and possibly
as well.
even nutrition in this as well. So
exactly.
Yay, let's bring it on. It seems like normally we obviously do Health Tuesdays, but we brought that one day forward today with the Health Monday.
Yeah,
and I'm loving the meals we're coming up with today.
I love it, I love it, I love it. So I'm gonna go in with our classic spread.
Okay.
Get that all nice and melted.
I see you using the good stuff, of course. Let's talk about Clover Classic while we are about to pop it into the pan because it's an ideal and versatile fat spread that can be used daily for spreading, cooking, as well as baking. And not only that, but also contains 7 vitamins and is made with a touch of clover cream for smoother spreadability. So you don't have to worry, even if it's that cold in winter, you can still get your spread on, and you can use any additional veg in this recipe too to add to make this bowl even more delicious. But what we have here is definitely already going to tick that box right now. So Tando's already got the hero ingredient into the pan. Look how easy it worked in there. It's already just sliding around, bringing the good stuff in.
Gorgeousness, gorgeousness. So I've got some garlic and onion
Oh,
here.
I was going to ask you, what else did you add into that? So garlic's already in.
Garlic,
smelling
onion.
good.
Chili.
Chili. Already you just got like ingredients that can make anything taste good. I mean, garlic and butter. Come on. Hey?
Butter.
Come on.
I put butter on everything.
Oh,
So tomato paste. You want to just fry this down a little bit just so it's not too strong.
Okay.
So give that some time.
But the kick is always welcomed in this weather as well. Just warming us up a little bit more.
So perfect.
And it's all combining so beautifully with Clover's fat spread right now. I mean, it's such a little work you're putting in. It almost just like sucks it all up. Yeah.
It's the perfect spread also just to get like nutrition as well, like just frying off simple things. I love it. It's my go-to.
I'll say no more. I think we're all convinced. Mzansi as well, salivating as they wait for this recipe to come together. So what's the next step?
Spring onions.
All right.
And then all my veg as well.
Bring on the healthy goodness now. Bring on the
Color.
And are you looking to kind of like cook it through, or you just want to blanch it? What's the vibe here?
Not cook it through. I want to have a crunch. I don't know about you.
I also love the crunch. It reminds you of the
veg.
freshness as well.
Exactly. And then hoisin sauce as well.
Nice. Okay, we've got an interesting balance of sauces here, but it does seem like it's definitely going to come together.
And soy sauce.
Ah,
I'm going to add half of this now and then a little bit half later.
Oriental feel coming through now for sure. And on the smells that I'm getting, it's not just the garlic, it's also all the array of colors and the good stuff coming in here. And this is what makes the meal come together. Often we're so focused on the main stuff, like the noodle, when it's actually really the umami in it all, the flavor and everything else.
From the beginning, yes.
Nice, well played, well played.
Well, thank you.
What's next?
Then we're going to add our ramen noodles.
Okay, straight into the pan.
Actually, no. I want to go in sauce cream first.
Ooh, bring the cream back. Okay, nice.
I want to build the sauce properly
Nice.
first.
All right.
Then we're gonna add our ramen noodles.
All right, while you're busy with that and getting it going, I want to share something exciting with you, Mzansi, because it's a chance for you to win right now. We're not done with the meal yet, but let me tell you about this. You can win an incredible weekly prize with Clover Classic Plus. Now, the grand prize of a fridge, a gas oven, a front loader washing machine, a dishwasher, and a microwave. Now, this is how simple it is. All you got to do is purchase any Clover Classic product and WhatsApp the till slip of your purchase to 074 909 000. That's 074 909 0000. Not 000, 4 zeros. All right, so let me say that one more time. It's 074 909 0000. It's on your screen right now. And if you missed any of the steps to the recipe, we will be showing you in just a bit, but you can get it right now on expressoshow.com. And you definitely want to watch this space because, oh, this is how it's all coming together right now. The recap will be with you in just a bit, but we're not even finished. It feels like we just started and we've already done, right? That was so quick.
It's
nice.
a quick
I was still
meal.
waiting for like step 5 and 6 and 7.
No, we don't do
We're
that.
done.
It's not that kind of show.
I love it. I think that's what we're all here for: convenience, simplicity, and obviously
And then
saving time all the time.
Parmesan,
Yes.
the last thing, creaminess, that unami flavor just building up, coming back to
Ooh,
you.
yeah. Tando, I can't thank you enough
Adding
for
the
bringing
last
this
of
recipe
this.
together. Obviously, adding the last of that sauce through. And there you have it, Mzansi, a beautiful classic Clover creamy ramen. And you can get it right now. Expressoshow.com is where the recipe inspiration is. And you can obviously use the hero ingredient. And that's our Clover classic fat spread. It just brings it all together. I hope you enjoyed.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
All right, welcome back. Whoo-wee. I'm going to warn you right now, get that little engine started, okay? Whew. We're going to go right the way up that hill, okay? We're right at the bottom now, we're going to make it. We're going to get right to the top. The little engine's going to go. Whoo-wee. We are joined this morning in studio by 3 incredible musicians from very different walks of life who have come together to make really great music and Rise Up, and we love it. You can call them nostalgic, you can call them classic R&B, you can call them rockers, it doesn't matter. Rise Up is a band here to perform one last track for you, and it's a classic by Tina Turner. It's Proud Mary. Take it away.
This is how we do. Proud Mary. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never long swung bed or sleep. I was worried about the way the things might have been. Wheels keep on turning. I said, Proud Mary, keep on burning. Down the road, rolling here, rolling on the river. In a lot of places in Memphis, pumped a lot of $10 on New Orleans. But I never saw the north side of the city till I hitched a ride on the riverboat Queen. Wheels keep on turning. I said, Proud Mary, keep on burning. And we're rolling, rolling here, rolling on the river. And we're rolling, rolling here, rolling on the river. What you say? One more time. Well, I left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost 1 minute of sleeping, worried about the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning, Proud Mary, keep on burning. Now we're rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. There's a lot of places in Memphis, pumped a lot of $10 on New Orleans. But I never saw the cold side of the city till I hit a ride on the riverboat Queen. Big wheels keep on turning, Proud Mary, keep on burning. Now we're rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling on the river. If you come down to the river, bet you're gonna find some people who leave. You don't have to worry if you have no money. People on the river are happy to give.
Here's to the sweet taste of time off, celebrating the lust of summer, and to family memories made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.
awesome, man. Thank you so much, man. Good stuff.
Thank you so much.